live? I think.
You were
I
live.
don't.
I don't know. See, it's funny
I
that I
don't know.
unmuted you right as you said live. And I'm like, okay.
Look, my live. Yeah, but here's the issue. I don't know. I don't see my own screen.
Oh, and that's sad for you.
Well, you hear me, but do you see a blue background with that thing?
Well,
That's the important part. I'm not asking you. I'm asking the one guy.
yeah, but I have no idea.
Good. Because I don't want to be at the starting soon screen. I could have turned off the preview, but you know. Why should I make me work? Also,
See, I actually have my preview on because I like looking at it. It's nice.
I'm nice.
Well, you're there. just to show some people, like, okay, this is a visual thing. So just to show people on my side, if you're watching on my side, that is, I'll show you the transition of what it used to look like to now. Wait, really? Oh, hold on, that's wrong one. Stupid. There you go. There you go. That's what it was. Okay, so that's what it used to look like.
Oh, this is so good.
Not great, right?
This is perfect.
Look, it looks. Yeah, I was great. That's great. I went to the chat scene, which I cleared out, by the way. I completely deleted everything in it except for the background. Like I added the same background in this one to that one. So I'm like, oh, I want to try to change it.
Oh, I love this.
Oh, you love me screwing up? Is that it?
Yes.
Well, regardless, this looks more cleaner. I like this much better.
Yeah.
And hey, I found a visualizer plugin for OBS, so I just installed it, and here we go. Every time we talk, it's there. And also I have a background one for music.
I was gonna do it for free paper though.
I would have to have 3 separate channels, which if I use a voice meter, I can do that.
Huh. Interesting. And as of today, as usual, I have a Mountain Dew.
I have something completely different than usual.
Do you have a life?
Nah, that's never happening. No, this time I have pomegranate juice.
Huh?
Yep, that's the thing. Pomegranate juice.
I know it's a thing, but
Yes. Hey, I like pomegranate.
you know I don't
Peppermint.
judge people, but
Oh, judge away.
but yeah, welcome back guys to what the fuck this is at this point.
I mean, it's just, I mean, I've tried explaining, but for anyone new in this case, basically it is the podcast that we have. It's supposed to be every 2 weeks, but I mean, we take breaks. Sometimes we want to, sometimes we don't. It just happens. But essentially, it's just anything nerd related. You got gaming, you got gaming, tech, movies. Even I mention some music stuff sometimes. Yeah, theories.
Yeah, and I fall asleep.
Right.
I mean, what?
Because, not a music inclined person over there. And
Oh my god, you sounded so like someone at an Oprah or concert and be like, oh my god.
well, that's kind of what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
I was trying to
This is
sound
so
like that.
perfect.
Anyway, you have that. And then we have our other stuff where we'll talk about anything going on in the world. Just random stuff. And then basically trashing other things, which is a later topic today. We'll get to that. It is one of our old time topics we go on about. And I know you wanted to mention something, but I was going to quickly answer this one question real quick. But yeah, with Flight Simulator, I have not been able to play it yet because I've tried to install it. It's like 90 gigs. I've been trying to install it, but my crap internet won't let me. First time I tried doing it, the program crashed, and I'm like, okay, it stopped at 40 downloaded, so there's like 50 left. And I just haven't gotten around to finish downloading it. I do hope to, because it does look very nice.
if it's on Xbox, I may get it on Xbox because
It's coming to Xbox, but it's going to be a while. So it's just like a PC thing for now.
Yeah.
But it is on Game Pass for PC, so anyone who has that, there you go.
I don't think I can run it though. Sadly.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't think you could. Maybe you could if it has like a potato setting, but you know.
Yeah. And also, what I want to bring up today is.
Oh, just cut right at the chase.
Yeah, and this is Netflix newest movie. If you have not heard about it.
I mean, I haven't because I had no idea what in the world you were even talking about.
No, and I'm glad you don't know, but you know me, I somehow find fucked up stuff on the internet.
This is what you do. Oh, yeah, that's another thing, everybody. It's I forgot to mention during the description of the podcast bit. Yes, It's a mature podcast. Get over it. All right, back to the story.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
So,
son of a potato.
like, hey, yeah, by the way, this, and then back to the story.
Yeah. Decide to interject real quick.
Yeah. So basically, there's this new kids movie. I think it is meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
This is about kids.
Also,
Yeah. And here's the thing. The movie name is called Cutie.
Right.
That's normal, sounds fine. It's about
Somewhat.
an 11-year-old girl. That's when I learned to basically express herself. Sounds good.
Sounds like a kid drama.
Yeah, it is a said drama on the tweet I sent you yesterday.
Which I didn't read.
Yeah, but I showed you what it was. Here's the thing. First of all, we have the clothes on the picture.
Which I didn't really look at.
Yeah, they don't look so. They look revealing. And remember, I talked about kids.
Hold on. Well, yeah, I know. Hold on, man. I gotta look at least at this picture that we're even talking about to be sure what the heck we're getting into. Where did you send it again? On
SFC, I think, or to you.
I think it was in the group. Oh, just gonna have to go through 6 billion messages to get there.
Nope, I sent it to you.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so never mind.
And as far as I understood, the dancing style is also the bad kind of dancing. Not stripping though, but not. Thank God for that. But it is something more not family friendly. And that's why the movie got so much fucking like questionable stuff. It's like, why did you make this movie? And yeah, I wanted to bring it up because I don't know, Netflix. I have watched a lot of movies on Netflix and series, of course, and they're not bad. They're not bad. But then they do something like this, and I'm like, why did you do this? I don't. Who do you appeal to? Because it's not kids.
I don't know. Apparently, to the critic messages, it's the critic reviews. It's something about I don't even know. Freaking young people being like sexualized too early or something. Like I don't know that.
But if that's about the movie, that's just pointing out that that's you should not. You don't. That's more of a. You should. What is it called? You should do more of a documentary about that stuff because that's true. People do that. But if you make a movie that you're gonna cash on, like they're gonna do.
I mean, you do realize documentaries are movies too. Which they do
but
cash
at least
on.
it's like. Yeah, but at least it's more a valid way to do it. More like. But if you make a movie, you don't take it as serious because, it's just a movie. It doesn't mean it's true. Documentary, you know should meant to be true. I mean, I watched The Joker today, and I mean, I'm not gonna go start dressing up as a clown.
Yeah, don't tell that to the media. You know how they reacted when that movie came out.
I love the movie.
I only watched pieces of it, and honestly, it didn't really seem like that grand of a thing. It was like, meh, whatever.
I mean, kind of gives a.
I mean, granted, I need to actually watch the whole thing, but
Oh, it's on Netflix now.
yeah, it's also on HBO Max. So, one thing you don't have.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good movie. But like, that's the thing. Like, people don't take a movie that is like, has both comedy in it and drama as so serious, because it's like, oh, it's meant to be funny. Like, but if you make, as I said, a documentary about this stuff, fine. Then you at least point out that, oh, this actually happens in the world.
I mean, I don't even know if that's even what they're trying to do. I just think it's whatever. And again, that's just a critic saying that stuff. In reality, you don't even really know.
Yeah, but even so, it's so wrong. This movie is wrong. And Netflix is under very much heat by people at this point.
I mean, haven't they already been for quite a while? I mean, it's Netflix.
Yeah,
They're
but
just
at
gonna
least
throw
they
stuff
have
out
not,
there.
at least they have not done anything like this before. This can become a legal issue. I mean, they can probably find a way around it, but like,
We've had plenty of issues in the past before. I mean, I can't really remember any that were like that, but at the very least, we have stuff that would cause you want to just probably stab your eyes out of, like, new. Enter stage left, the Death Note movie. Because no one cares. Anyway.
I'm not saying anything on that one because I actually enjoyed the movie.
Oh, sucks for you. Anyway.
And then I watched the show. Yes, of course, the show is way better.
Well, obviously the show's good. That's the point. The show's the good. The movie's the terrible. Because that's the thing. You don't put show stuff into a movie.
But
that's
who
not how
doesn't
things
want
work.
Willem Dafoe as Ryope?
Well, I mean, okay, that's probably a very good casting, but that's about it.
Were they gonna make a Ryope movie also about this?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I just Netflix or something.
I don't pay attention to it.
Make a movie about Ryope and some other kid that is not light.
I'm pretty sure it was of the new manga series that started where the guy gives Donald Trump the Death Note book. Because yeah,
that
that's
would be a movie I would watch.
That is the weirdest freaking idea I've ever seen. Just the idea, it's like, oh hey, here's this little one-shot manga, and then just like, hey, I want to give it to him.
Is that an official or a fan one?
Oh, that's official. That's an official one-shot. They gave it to Donald Trump. Because apparently the idea was that they were going to pay the new Kira in this case, which I don't know what they actually call him. It's something Kira, but point is that they were going to sort of try to buy the Death Note book off of him to not use it. So they basically give it to Donald Trump as in like, oh hey, it's like, hey, so the Kira wouldn't use it. So you give it to one of the guys who's like, has kind of temper tantrums all over Twitter. Okay, you have fun with that. Give that guy a almighty powerful heart attack book.
There's no more fake news if he's a god.
In his own dreams. Alright. There's been more crazier crap always coming out. I mean, I can't really think of anything insanely. I mean, obviously there's stuff that are even worse.
A few years ago when 13 Reasons Why came out.
I mean, I wouldn't really call that crazy. Like, I mean, yeah, but,
no, but
not...
people had so much issues when that came out. I'm like, but this is actually
every show has
good.
Issues. Even those that are like, oh hey, this shouldn't be a thing. It's just like, well, oh well.
It is a thing. Like,
it's a thing.
But then there was a comment that like this is a thing, but you should not have made it in the first place. And that's basically what this movie is.
I gotta say, it's the one thing that kind of bugs me on some of these episodes, in a way, is that whenever we have a topic where it's like one person knows way more than the other. In this case, it's you knowing more than I would, because I'm like, I don't know a damn thing about this movie, other than what you said. And then I'm like, well, that's it. So I have no contribution, other than the fact that, yeah, I would agree that is actually not a very good idea. Even in documentary form, I just wouldn't make it. Just nothing. Don't even bring it up. It's not something to bring up. It's already bad enough as it is.
Yeah, we have enough kids thinking they are good enough.
That's not what
We
I
don't
meant.
need more kids.
That's not what I meant. I'm saying in general, like, it's not, I mean, you can bring it up, like, shed light on it, but don't make it into a film for someone to watch. Even as a documentary, that's still a film for someone to watch. Like, nah.
No.
Leave that on the, what are the crime TV networks or whatever.
National Geographic.
That's a different kind. I'm pretty sure the actual name of that is National Demographic.
Well, it's not gonna be anything when they go to Yale.
Pretty sure that's just called National Graphic. The puns. Welcome to the only comedy me and him know. Just puns.
Yep, and at the end of it, it's gonna be a national prison break.
Well, first they need National Riot, which, I mean, granted, has already happened, but, you know.
I mean, I think that's gonna happen at the same time. Like, the prison break part is that both the riots, like everything, all of that. There's people gonna be like, why do they have a camera in jail? Like,
I mean, I don't think you want to know the stuff they sneak in there. I mean, we already know where, but, I mean, you just don't know the stuff they sneak.
I'm just thinking about fucking smuggling in those big fucking cameras they have.
What's snuggling in a DSLR or something? It's like, or freaking studio cameras, like gigantics.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see that happening. DSLR, maybe. You just have to take the take the lenses off. Don't bring in any lenses, or else. Ow. I don't know.
This is a
People have snuck
great
in
thing.
grenades before, so I wouldn't take it against them. So
Yeah.
maybe lenses would happen. People are crazy.
GoPro.
Well, that would probably be easier. It's not that big. It's just a tiny
Yeah,
little
but
square.
like, you just see like the guard goes past, it's like, wait, is that a camera? No.
Okay. Walks off. Okay. Damn chair.
Yeah. Now that reminds me of the movie with, is it Stallone or no, not Stallone. I think it's Arnold. The one where he has to break out of prison, like he's hired to break out of a prison.
I have no idea the movie we're talking about.
I don't remember it either, but it's like,
I don't really know a lot of old movies. I do, but
I don't think this is
not too
old. I
much.
think this is like mid 2000.
Even so, I have no idea.
Yeah, but it's like basically his job is to test prison security. So basically, it's meant to
Never heard of
break
it.
out of prison.
Never heard of it.
And yeah, really good movie.
He learns
Is
something
that
every day.
no, I don't think it's Sylvester or.
I don't think it's either of them, because I'm like, I don't remember any of that.
I mean, they have done a weird amount of movies you find them in. Or you just find like, oh, what was that movie? Is it the babysitter Vin Diesel is in? where he plays like a secret agent and is like a babysitter.
Think so. Isn't that a new
So-
thing? Oh.
No, that's like also that's like it's like
That was a new
it's
thing
so
for that,
funny
though.
watch action person like there's always in action movies be like in a comedy and you're like
Oh.
this doesn't feel right.
Fun fact.
Yes.
Hold on a minute. You mentioned both Stallone and Schwarzenegger. Fun fact, they were both in the movie. Escape
Oh yeah, I
Plan.
think they play against each other.
Yeah, they're both in the movie.
I think Stallone has the main role.
I don't know. It says that. Yeah. Let me look at this. Like
That-
you mentioned
that-
them both. Like I think it's him. No, I think it's he's in it. Like they're both in it.
So I knew it. I knew that. Oh god, that's so good. We're smart.
So mainly focus on Breslin, who plays Breslin. I don't know. It doesn't tell me. That's annoying. Actually, it might tell me up here.
But yeah, that's a great movie. I watched it and was like, yeah, this is good. Mostly because I love both of them as actors.
Yeah. So Stallone is the main one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Never seen it.
Yeah,
I don't really watch movies that much. I should, but I don't. I have plenty of platforms for it. Plenty of them. I just don't watch movies.
Netflix, HBO.
I have Netflix, HBO Max, which has plenty of movies on there. Hulu, which doesn't have as much, but they're there. Disney-wise, Disney Plus. That's about it, really.
Well, Disney Plus is basically almost only movies because Disney made a lot.
Well,
But
I mean,
isn't
yeah,
it
that
all
was basically
classic?
all of Disney's like library or like whatever you call it, filmography. I mean, it's just basically movies. And they made plenty of TV shows, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah. Like a good old
You can't even think of a name, can you? Not one
can't-
Disney movie. And you
like,
can't. Okay, how about
Disney
this?
movies I can
Name a Disney
easily-
movie that is very basically a rare gem. And what I mean by that is nothing basic. No Lion King, no Aladdin, no Fox and the Hound. Just think of one. Just if you can name one that almost no one would think of.
When it comes to movies, no. I mean, most Disney movies are too famous for being. And
True,
if they're
but
not,
I mean, even the older ones, no one knows a thing about.
The Sword and the Stone.
I mean, plenty of people know that one though.
Yeah, but it's not that famous, but it's like one of those great movies. Like, you don't. I don't hear many people talk about that movie, but it was one of the greatest. In my opinion.
Thing is, I haven't even watched a lot of older Disney movies either. I mean, I watched like again the basics, but I haven't watched any of the olders.
So
So at
it's
that point, it's
basic
like
of
meh.
you.
Welcome to me.
But when it comes to like series, that's a bit harder. Well, Zack and Cody. God damn, that was a good show when I was a kid. Weird to watch it dubbed though.
What?
Welcome to Sweden, we dubbed stuff.
What a Sweden dub of Zack and Cody. That's kind of weird.
Any live action is weird dubbed. When you're
I mean,
a
that's
kid,
because
you
they
don't
don't.
think about it.
Most of the time, they don't like. I don't know. I mean, even if they, I mean, obviously they start talking when the person starts talking. That makes sense, but they don't slow down their talking just a tad bit to fit a little bit better. They just speak very fast. So you can have like a line where someone speaks like pretty quickly, and on screen they're still talking when they're done talking, or when they're done
Oh,
talking they're
God.
still talking, and I'm like, dude, just find some way to figure that in.
Oh, it reminds me of that black guy from Police Academy. Oh, I can't remember his name. The one that makes all the sounds.
I wouldn't know. I've never seen it.
Mm.
Again, I don't watch things. I don't really watch many TV shows or movies. I don't do it. It's not really my thing.
No, you watch anime, you weeb.
I'd talk. Otaku. Anyway. But this is how we are. We just always call each other those two. I mean, granted, look at our icons. I mean, does that really express enough?
I'm pretty my icon, okay? I'm cute and adorable.
Oh, you mean the only place where you are? Ooh, joke's on you. Kidding.
At least I have you admit that I'm adorable in the icon.
I mean, I never really admitted to it. I'm just saying in general that, you know. Granted, I'm pretty sure I look better in mine, considering I'm not skinny. that's the major thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. Regardless, that was just a random deal. If somebody actually made me a pretty good icon, I would actually take it right away. No one deal with this one.
That's a good one. Shut the fuck up.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying that I would much rather have someone like customly make one for me. Problem is, I don't really know what I would want to begin with.
Yeah, and at the moment when you're in the middle of trying to figure out a new name.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit difficult. It's a little difficult to come up with an icon or logo when you don't even know the name you want to switch to.
Yeah. And also talking about movies and stuff, should we walk into the next stuff we have decided to talk about?
Probably long one, because I gotta be honest, I have a long amount of notes that I took.
Oh my god!
I took notes. Which is fine. It's
I
fine
only
if you
give
didn't.
a fuck about like one of the stuff.
Well, I'll say this: it's fine if you didn't take any, because as soon as I mention it, it'll probably remind you, like, oh, okay, and you just say your opinion.
But I'm gonna be honest. I'm only excited for one of the 3 movies. No, wait, was it 4 or 3? No, it was.
Would it be
3
the one that
movies
you
and
had the
2
confusion
games.
in?
Was it 3 movies? No, there's 4 movies, 2 games. I think came up.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, hold on. 1, 2. I would say 3, but technically one of them is just a different cut, like a director cut. 2, 3, 4, 5. Technically there was one that wasn't a part of the trailers, but it's a thing. But hey, we'll go ahead and mention in. So again, this is one of the main things we were wanting to talk about today. Good thing that we actually did have that delay of, didn't do it yesterday, because it was like right up time to start streaming, and neither one of us watched a single thing. And I'm like, well, that's not good.
He mentioned it, like, we should watch this.
I mentioned it earlier in the day. I was like, hey, we should probably watch these trailers so we can have like a good topic to go across with our other topic.
And then like 3 hours later, we are like, did anyone else watch it?
Nope. It's like, well, that's just great. But we did this time, so hey.
Well, I should mention the movie I'm most excited for, because
Well, I'm gonna just name off the list of the things that were announced, and then you can go straight into, the one you're excited for. So, of course, the topic is of DC fandom, which I guess is like their new thing of just like, oh hey, we're announcing everything DC Comics related. Which, granted, I heard this like during one of the panels. And they mentioned, because again, I mean, it's true. I already knew what DC stood for, but it's just funny, having DC Comics, Detective Comics. Good job. Anyway, okay.
Detective Comics, that's good.
Yeah. The list of stuff that they went ahead and announced was the first trailer for the new Batman movie, starring Robert Pattinson. We'll get into that one. A Batman game, Gotham Knights. The Suicide Squad game, which they didn't show much about. It was just basically a little cinematic thing, like, okay. The Justice League Snyder Cut. We'll get a little bit into that. That's a little different. Again, I wouldn't really... Yeah, fun fact, in my reaction video, I might cut the music out because I don't know if that will give me any copyright. Maybe.
Probably will.
Probably would. I mean, it's Hallelujah.
And also, it's probably Sony.
I mean, granted, Snyder did use it in Watchmen and another scene in there, but we'll get to that again later. He reuses a lot of stuff. Then we have the cast trailer, which just showed the cast for Suicide Squad, the new one, which I think is just called The Suicide Squad, which is going to be confusing as living hell.
One.
I did. It was...
Wasn't that one of those that got overhyped like fuck when it came out?
Kind of. And everyone was playing the credits music like all the time in their car, like be riding around and out of nowhere, just hear that music going on. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, the movie just came out, like, come on.
And it wasn't that good.
I mean, like I said, it was okay. Like, a lot of the points were really good, but the overall plot point was pretty dull.
I need to watch that movie also.
Yeah.
Is it on Disney Plus, or doesn't they say have anything?
DC Universe?
DC, I know it's
not Universe Online, but they have their own like streaming service. They're not on anything.
Because I know Disney owns DC, but they are like, that's a weird one.
I don't think they do, but actually no, they own Warner Brothers, so technically they do. Anyway, other than that, there's also Wonder Woman 1984. They teased Black Adam. And there wasn't a trailer for it, but there was a concept art and a little interview between Ezra Miller and a bunch of the other actors for the Flash movie.
Oh, finally a Flash movie. I had kind of wanted that.
I mean, sad that I did. Well, it is what it is. Okay. Now we'll go into the one you're excited about, which I already know what it is, but hey, for their sake. Wonder Woman.
Mostly because I feel like when it comes to Batman, it feels like we have gotten a lot of that. So it's like,
because we have. Have you seen how many Batman we've had? We've had Adam West. We've had
George Clooney.
God, what was that one? Freaking Michael. Shit. Okay.
Wasn't George Clooney in 2 movies?
It was George Clooney. What was the one for Batman and Robin and the ones before? I forgot his name.
Batman and Robin, I think it's George Clooney, because I know Arnold is
that's not George. That's not George Clooney. That's another one.
Is it not?
No, it's. God. Who's the guy who played as Vulture in the Spider-Man MCU movie? Hold on a minute.
The IMDb up. Batman
The
Robin.
same guy. Let me look up the cast. It's right here. Batman was. Oh, it was George Clooney. How? I thought it was the other guy.
Don't question the Batman.
What was the one freaking actor I'm thinking of? Okay, so Michael Keaton. That was the next one. Yeah, we've had. Okay, I'll go through these. Christ, there's a ton of fucking love. Yeah, we have Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, Michael. Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones, Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, Adam West, George Clooney. Now we have Robert Pattinson, Kevin Conroy, obviously the Batman, which was of the TV show. But regardless, the Batman.
Okay, so Robert Pattinson as... No.
Again, you just see that, but we'll get into that here in a bit, because we're going to go straight into Wonder Woman, because you mentioned it. So we'll go into the highlights first, which... We're not going to go in order of the things we like the most. It's just for now we're going to mention that because we brought it up. So,
and I think we both are more excited for that than
fun fact, I don't have a lot of notes for that one. But it's more of just like little
bits. It's a female character being in a suit, flying plane. I mean, there's a plane.
Yeah, there's the jet, but technically she's not flying it. Which, here's the other thing. Okay, so... I'll go ahead and throw up what I have, which I still have this overlay. Wait for it. Spoiler warning. All right, it's still there.
Ah, that's weird. I'm so used to you have it in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, I would move it, but honestly, it's like the only good place to put it. So
Yeah, especially when you kind of added this visualizers.
yeah, but regardless, so yeah, here's the spoiler warning. Not for the trailer. It's a trailer. Just figured out. But for those who haven't seen the first Wonder Woman, it's been years. You can go watch it. It's on many different places.
I need to watch that one again. I've
Me
not
too.
watched it in a while.
Yeah, I need to watch it too. I need to rewatch the freaking Justice League movie because I've only seen it one time, so I don't know what the hell.
I need to
there.
rewatch Batman
I watched
versus
freaking-
Superman first,
Nah,
and then watch that movie. Kind of bit.
nah, no one needs to watch that. Anyway,
That was not so bad that people thought. It wasn't the best, but it was like
it wasn't that
it's
great. I mean, it was okay. It just had a lot of stupid stuff. I mean, freaking.
And
Why
it
did you
was
say
so
that name?
predictable. Like you already knew them. Because here's the thing: there's a big logic issue with that movie. It's like Superman is overpowered.
Well, yeah, but he always dies by.
Somehow.
Well, yeah, he always. No, I'm saying he always dies by that guy. I always forget his name for some stupid reason.
Lex Luthor.
No, not Lex. The other one, the alien. I forgot his name.
There's a lot of aliens. To be honest.
In the movie, the one who does kill him.
I don't remember.
I mean,
I've watched the movie
originally-
in like years.
Well, no, I mean originally it was Zod, but who he turns into, which was an exact not the way it's supposed to go.
But let's see. Dawn of Justice, the movie's name also. That's good. Do you
Doomsday.
remember? Ah, yeah.
So Doomsday. So yeah, that's the thing. He always gets killed by Doomsday. I mean, not always, every time he shows up, but I'm saying, like, that's how it is canonically in comics. He gets killed by Doomsday, which comes back, but most of the time, I think the reason he's supposed to come back, not get revived like they did, is that they, like, it's something to do with, like, him and the sun, I guess. Like, in the sun, absorbs all the cells, comes back, a lot of other crap. I don't really know
It's
how it
basically
goes.
like it's a new beginning, basically.
I mean, I'm not really sure how it goes in a way because at the same time, what the hell is going on?
The end of the world. Nothing new.
No, my why are you not doing anything?
I don't
I'm
know.
having audio issues on this version of OBS because okay, there we go. Freaking out, the freaking music wasn't working for some reason. Anyway,
Wonder
so-
Woman.
I know what we're on about. So anyway, on to the point. If you haven't seen the first Wonder Woman movie, this trailer is technically a spoiler to you, but in that one, her love interest, Steve Trevor, which I find it funny, has two first names, Steve Trevor, dies. So-and-so. You know, presumed to be dead, which in the comics, yes, actually, he did the same thing happens. You know, it's like, oh, presumed dead, comes back later. But, funny thing of a joke I made, which I'm like, yeah, it's kind of funny. Why is it everybody whose name's Steve always crashes a plane, presumed dead, and then like arrives many years into the future?
There's no. His name is Steve.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Rogers, Captain America, crashes a plane and gets entombed in ice for like 70 years or whatever. And like, there's
I wonder
that.
if that
And then
is like
Steve
a
Trevor.
poke at their storyline, because it's like, wouldn't surprise me if DC would want to poke a little bit at.
I don't know. And then like Steve
Yeah.
Trevor, I guess, like, I don't know how he died in the comics, but at the very least, the movie, he dies from like being in the plane and doing something. I forgot how he died, but he dies and then he comes back, and I guess this is 20 years later, because it was like in the 40 years later, because in the 40s or something like that, because it was World War II, and then it moved on to 84, because the name of the movie. I don't know.
Also, I'm more interested about that island filled with Amazons.
Actually, maybe it's later. Why is it called 1984? I don't know. Regardless, there's a lot to go down with that movie. I mean, yeah, of course, Steve Trevor comes back. That's a thing. And a lot of comedy with it because obviously it's somebody from the past who is like getting used to society again and all the new stuff that's around. Which is funny because in the trailer he has a fanny pack. He has a freaking fanny pack. I'm like, good god, dude. Like, why? You
Really
go with
wanted
that.
to.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech. Well,
No, that I don't think that even applies whatsoever because that's speech, not what you wear. Freedom of expression? I don't freaking know. Regardless, there's that. Let's not get into that topic again. So we got that, and then one thing I did obviously notice is their golden armor, which I forgot what it's actually. There is actually a name for it. I forgot, but I actually really do like that. Definitely love that armor that she gets.
I mean,
What?
it looks good in any armor, okay?
Yeah, you would say that. Regardless, I'm just saying, like, you know, it does look pretty good. Like, you know, the costume designer, the person who designed it, like, you did a good job. You got that, and obviously the main villain, good call, it being Cheetah, which is actually the main arch nemesis of Wonder Woman in the comics. So, hey, bringing her in.
Who was it in the first movie?
Ares.
Oh. Why does people want to fight gods?
Well, Cheetah isn't a god. But,
No, but Ares is.
well, I don't know, because she had a foolish idea that, oh, hey, if I kill Ares, then there's no more evil in the world.
I mean, it's her dad, technically.
Mm-hmm.
No, wait, she's the daughter of Zeus. How did
No,
she
I
become
don't-
an Amazon?
She was, it's kind of the same way, I guess. Like, she was born to... She was, like, placed there as a baby. I don't freaking remember.
I don't know.
I don't know the
that's-
comics, and I haven't watched the movie in years. So,
Yeah, but for people that doesn't know this about mythology, the Amazons is the sons or the daughters of Ares.
Amazons
They-
or Amazons, they're usually women, though. Just,
What?
they're just women, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. They are daughters of Ares.
Yeah, I know, you said daughters and sons. I'm like, that, no?
No, I accidentally said sons first and then switched it to daughters.
Yeah, better say, because that's not correct, but now you're correct.
I wonder what the male thing is.
How come, that's another thing I just realized. It's apparently mythologies like to copy each other, because then you got, you know, the Amazons and Greek and everything, and then you got Valkyries and Norse. Like, all right.
But do they have a specific dad? I think Valkyries is just like,
No, it's just a team. It's just basically a team of female warriors.
yeah.
But regardless. Yeah, so when it comes down to Wonder Woman, I mean, honestly, I do think it's going to be pretty good, because obviously I enjoyed the first movie. It was really good.
Yeah.
It's one of those that showed, like, after Batman vs. Superman, it was just like, oh boy, this isn't too great. And then Wonder Woman comes out, it's like, okay, DC's doing a damn good job.
And then Justice League came.
And I think Suicide Squad came first, and it's just like, okay.
And then Justice League comes to you like, okay, this is decent, but
It's decent, but
still-
it's very weird. It's just like lacking a lot,
Like-
especially from trailers. Which again,
And because wasn't it what planned that Aquaman would come up before Justice League?
what was supposed to? What?
Aquaman wasn't that
Oh,
meant to
Aquaman.
come up before?
No, I think it was still supposed to come out after.
Yeah, but it was like a year after or something. But no, it took them what 3 years for them to release that shit.
I mean, granted, movies, you know, I mean, obviously they take a while, and they,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, it's a lot of stuff, but we go from that, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, granted, if it still follows the same formula, or at the very least has like a very good one, which it does seem like that from the trailer, I said this new Wonder Woman movie is gonna be pretty great.
Yeah. I want a new Aquaman. I
I
like
need
the first
to
one.
finish the first Aquaman because I
Did you
got
fall asleep?
yes, yes, I did. I actually got to like I forget what point, but it was like it was after Manta Ray attacked at the island they were at or whatever, like with the statues and everything. I don't know anything because again, I have not watched it since the first time I watched it, but like at that point, and then eventually a little bit later I fell asleep, and then I woke up around the time when he had his suit on and he was they were like in the ocean or whatever. I'm like, okay, I don't remember anything. Like I don't know what went on.
Yeah, that's a good movie. I liked it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to try to watch it again. I think it is on HBO Max actually. I don't remember. Maybe it's not. If it's not, then I'll check somewhere else. But regardless, there's that.
Also, I'm getting
And-
Disney Plus this year. Or this month. Next
Good for
month.
you.
Took us a
Welcome to
year.
the club. Yeah, welcome to the club where you'll likely probably not even watch anything Disney related because I have it. I don't really watch it.
I'm probably gonna watch everything, all the classics.
See, here's the thing. There's a lot of shows where I do want to watch. I mean, again, I still want to try to finish up Mandalorian. I'm on like I started the second episode and I haven't finished. Not because I didn't want to, just because every other show, like other shows, I was just like, I kind of want to get into this more. Not that Mandalorian's bad. It probably is good. I don't know yet. I have to formulate my own opinion on that one. And then you got that. The 7th season of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I've watched a few episodes into. And then a bunch of other crap like that.
I need to watch the whole everything. They have everything on Disney, right? They have
Yeah.
season 1 to 7.
Yeah, they have all of Clone Wars and all of Rebels. And all of Resistance, which is same writer, different universe.
I kind of have a little bit of an issue. I've watched a little bit of Rebels here and there, and I'm like, this.
I mean,
doesn't
you don't
feel
get-
good.
Well, the first season isn't that great. It gets better every season, but it does not match Clone Wars. Like
Yeah.
it does not
Clone
match
Wars
whatsoever.
was
But
a great. First, it's a movie. That was the first thing, and the movie was okay. The movie was okay. I liked
the movie
it.
was okay at the time. I look back on it, like I recently watched it. I'm like, Jesus, this dialogue is so damn cringy. Like it's even worse than prequels. Like it's that bad to me. Like I can
mean,
watch the
this is a
prequels and I'll be
prequel.
okay.
The sad part
Well,
is
I know,
this is
but I
a
mean, like the
prequel.
actual prequel movies, like I can stomach those. Even Attack of the Clones, which did have plenty of cringy dialogue, I can stomach it. Clone Wars movie, it's not that great.
Also, quick way, the new Star Wars movie is also on Disney Plus, right?
Yeah, every Star
Do you
Wars
think I can
thing
get a
is there.
refund already?
I mean, you can avoid them. There's plenty of other stuff on there.
Yeah, but like, here's the issue. I have to watch it because you have watched. That's what people don't understand when they say, "Oh, you can't watch a movie that's new, even if you think it's bad." Like, this is also the thing. You have to, because if you watch a series, you don't quit mid-end unless it's actually.
I'll tell you
that
right
bad.
now, quitting at The Last Jedi is probably your best option because The Rise of Skywalker has no input.
Yeah, but that's also the Last Jedi's fault, isn't it? Like,
No,
because-
it's not necessarily that. It's well, kind of yes, but kind of no. It's because they went from what was his name?
Abrams.
Yeah, they went from J.J. Abrams to Ryan Johnson
then
and
back.
then like back to it, and it was like 3 different like 2 to 3 different directors in Rise of Skywalker. Like it just kept switching around and around. So like, oh hey, we have this idea that we want to go for, then this idea, and then like this idea. Like, oh, we'll take that one. Like, and it's so damn jumping. I'll just say
Here's the thing,
it
if
is
they
so
had
hectic.
kept
That's all I
Abrams
can
for all
go
3,
for.
I think it would have been a good sequel. But no.
It probably would have been great because honestly, Force Awakens was good to me. I actually was okay with that.
Even if it's basically a
Even-
remake of New Hope, it was good.
True. We still have the spoiler warning up, so obviously I'll spoil that bit for anyone who hasn't seen Force Awakens. Yeah, even if they killed Han, fuck you guys. But, you know, Even if they did kill Han Solo, which again, fuck you guys. Yeah.
What do you have a problem that they killed Han?
Yes, I
What
have
is
big problems
wrong?
that they killed Han. How dare you?
But you have but you hate my chicken Hans, but you're
That's
fine
because
with them.
hey, I'm fine with Han Solo because he's great.
And what has my chicken done to you?
Exist.
But you say he
Regardless.
doesn't exist, so you admit that he does exist.
Honestly, I feel like that bit of dialogue there though, like with him and Kylo, it's like it wasn't really that good of dialogue to me. Like it just like it felt more forced for him to kill him, not like it was just like a dramatic deal. There was no real dramaticness to it. It was just like it happens and everyone's just like, ah, fuck, come on.
Like, couldn't you have done it better? Like,
I would say something in a way, but it is a spoiler, so I'm not like to you for the last
I've
movie.
seen everything except Rise of...
That's what I'm saying. It's something in Rise of Skywalker that I won't mention. But yeah.
But
There's
that's the issue with... That's an issue with a lot of series movies, is that after like 3 movies, often they start... Well, actually, after 2, they start falling. That's the issue.
it depends most of the time. Like a lot of them are actually all right, but then again, that's probably why after about 2 to 3, they usually reboot. Which look at the Spider-Man series, for example. It got to the first movie, pretty damn good. Second movie, very good. Which honestly, I think I like the first movie better. I don't really care. I do like the first one better, but as a whole, everyone loves the second movie and says it's amazing. It's
But
the
I feel
Spider-Man
like that's
movie.
because
And then,
it's kind of like...
I mean, granted, it did.
Tedious.
Well, that too, but I mean, it also upgraded a lot of good stuff. Like, it made a lot of better character continuation. And then you got the third movie, which was just like, I don't know what they were thinking. They
It
just
was
shouldn't.
good,
They shouldn't
but
have.
it was like... It was...
The real problem, I can even stomach the freaking black suit scenes, like not him in the black suit Spider-Man suit, but actually still having it on and him acting like emo Spider-Man. But I can stomach it. Why did you have to put 3 different villains in the same movie? That's not
I get
good.
I kind of get...
They took
the
on.
first
I mean,
two.
they took more on than they should have. They shouldn't have even added Venom. They should have waited.
You
And granted,
mean they should have either make a new movie series where he was the main villain, or
they should have like made him into Spider-Man 4. They should have just like put that. They could have had like a Venom and Carnage type of deal, like put them together and like have like a sort of mixture-ish issue there. A full symbiote movie.
See him like disappear in the 3rd movie, then he appears again like...
I mean, they could have
maybe
had
if you
even. I mean, granted, in cutscenes weren't a thing back then. Like they weren't really a norm. So obviously they wouldn't have a post-credits cutscene where they have him becoming Venom, because again, it wasn't really a thing back then. But overall, they should have just stuck to Sandman. Really, it was like the main point, the main plot point was Sandman. But they also had New Goblin with Perry becoming the Green Goblin, which they just called New Goblin apparently. But I don't know why. They could have at least come up with something better, but in all video games and other stuff, it just references New Goblin. But regardless, yeah, I guess it gave him some character development. It did, but nah. And plus the whole side plot of being like, oh hey, I had to be evil because of this gas. Like, I recovered my memory, I'm evil again. I'm gonna steal your girlfriend. God, fuck you.
See,
God damn
that's why we should stop Majora's Mask. It's just trouble.
What?
Majora's Mask is an evil mask.
And so?
Yeah, the Goblin's mask is evil.
Well, it's not really the mask, it's the gas. It's the formula, or whatever. Just don't go back to formula. Because then you get pissed off, you get some pissed off people.
But also, Willem Dafoe,
Yeah, well,
amazing.
I mean, yeah, he was great.
I feel like
That was just his role. It was
like,
in.
Willem Dafoe is such a good bad guy. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I think it's. I know you have not played it, but in Beyond Two Souls, he's basically bad, but he's also good. Like, he always has these roles where he plays like really good.
Yeah, I'm probably
Like
gonna buy it on PC at some point.
Yeah, but we are a little bit off course now when we're
Yeah,
into
we went way off course. A little
Marvel.
bit. We went like. Basically,
left
if your
the DC
course
universe
is
universe.
to go like if you're going from the east coast of freaking United States over to Italy, you just ended all the way up in Japan, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Like DC,
You basically ended up like Christopher Columbus over here, trying to go to India, ended up in Americas. So like, yep, good job. It was god awful. Anyway, we'll go back to the DC fandom. So we brought it up a little bit about Justice League and everything. So we'll go and get into that. The Justice League Snyder Cut, which, granted, from that bit, if you haven't really seen much of it, which, you know what, screw it. No, I guess it's kind of a spoiler. Fine, I'll keep it on. But when it comes down to it, though, when I was watching that, I was even reacting to it at the time, so I was filming it, and I was like, I kind of don't even notice any differences, mainly because I don't remember much of the movie. But then, of course, like, as I was watching, I did notice some things that were vastly different. First of all, Iris West. She's a thing now. She was not a thing in the original movie. Like, there was no sign of her. And now she's there.
Yeah, because I think that's a hint towards the Flash movie.
Oh, it is, because apparently she's already been casted.
Yeah.
So.
And before, or rather, you can continue to talk a little bit of the Snyder Cut, because to be honest, it was mostly spoilers to different movies, I think, in it, and also
really?
like, I think it was part of it. Like, they hinted some movies, like the Flash one, and it's probably something more about some other movie. Probably the Wonder Woman movie was in there too, showing a little bit.
Not necessarily. It just basically,
Yeah,
it was
but
a
I
very
need to
good
go
connection.
I need to take a bathroom break real quick. I know that's not a
I could
professional
always
thing.
talk
but
about some things.
yeah, talk about My Little Pony.
No.
Well, I don't know. Meow.
I'll talk about what I want to talk about. Fun fact, he has no idea what a mute button is. He just, like, takes his headset off and walks away. So ain't that some stuff? Very unprofessional. Fine, I will save the Snyder Cut stuff for when he gets back, since he will probably have something to talk about it with. But, yeah, when it comes down to it, though, there was pretty much, I mean, quite a bit when it comes to DC fandom. I don't know, I mean, I did quite a bit. I don't think we can really talk about much when it comes to that, because, again, I have to wait on him. Even if that does take like 5 minutes or 2. I'm an impatient person. Yeah, welcome to the solo version of this podcast where I don't know what the hell I'm talking about because I need someone else to bounce ideas off of. I'll say when it comes down to, Actually, no, I have nothing. Here he comes back, though, because good. I literally had nothing to talk about. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, fun fact, I had nothing to talk about. There was literally nothing I could talk about by myself because you don't want me talking about anything without you here. Like, I
mean, I
have
said
nothing.
you could talk about the Snyder Cut because, as I said, it was.
You literally said no.
I didn't say no. I said talk about Snyder Cut.
You made it sound like it's like when you get back, we'll talk about Snyder Cut, but then it's like, no.
Oh my god! See, we're doing a podcast together.
Well, see, it's the point that you need clear conversation. I just like say it one time and be like, okay, I'm gone. Like, it didn't have to go that badly.
Yes, I did.
Well,
I drank a half a liter of fucking Mountain Dew.
sir, I have drank like 3 different bottles of something.
And I drank water earlier.
Yeah, 3 different bottles of something. Maybe 3 or 4 different cups of something, of like water and everything. Don't even need to go to the bathroom. Like, I do, but it's not a problem. I can just go straight through it, no problem. So that's kind of
you can, but I'm not like you. I'm an
you have a tiny
adult
bladder.
person. Obviously, I'm an adult, but you bullying me here. I see how it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the adult is the person who can
Charge your
hold it and get
goddamn
over it.
phone.
My phone is charged.
Oh, you actually charged it.
Yes, I charged it. Who charges their phone at, like, looks at their phone 30%, like, oh god, I gotta charge it, oh my god, it's gonna die on me. Like, no, you're an idiot. Now,
Unless it's iPhone, then it's probably gonna die.
it depends on what you're doing. If you're just gonna listen to music, then not a problem, because they freaking stay alive for God knows how long on low battery. An iPod that was on like 10%, and it stayed on for like 6 hours. Just music.
Like it goes down to that position really quick, and then it stays there forever, and you're like...
Well, it's not even that. It's like music just is very minuscule. It just like does nothing, like, to your battery. Then again, it was an iPod. It was designed to listen to music mainly.
Yeah.
But, all right.
Remember iPod?
Yeah, when they existed. Which sucks though, because it's like after I have the 4. I wanted to get the 5 when it came out. I was like, man, I really want to get it and everything. And then they canceled it. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, as I was trying to mention beforehand, but, you know, I was misled into thinking that I shouldn't talk about it till you get back. I will now. But yeah. Justice League Snyder Cut. So again, we mentioned this. Again, Iris West. She shows up for a split second with Barry saving her. So, woohoo, I guess. Got a character that is no longer cut. There's a lot of characters that were cut, apparently. I don't know all of them. I know she's one of them. There was like some other person in there that got cut. I don't remember who it was. One of the trailers had, I think, had one Dafoe in it. I think that was it. I think it was in there. But I don't know. Dafoe's in one of them.
Dafoe? Wait, he's in DC now?
Yeah, I think one of Dafoe's in there.
Huh.
I think so. I think I saw him.
He's probably a bad guy again. I mean,
who knows? Probably just a crooked politician. It makes sense in the world. Yeah, there's plenty of stuff.
He works as such a character. That's the issue.
Yeah, there was plenty of stuff that are different. And it's funny because back when this was announced that, oh hey, the Snyder Cut will be released as an HBO Max exclusive, and everyone's just like, oh, it's probably not even gonna be that different. It's probably just gonna be the same movie with like 2 scenes changed, and it's just gonna have a different filter applied, da da da. And I'm like, yeah, just wait until they tell you more about it, because clearly you're an idiot. I mean, especially because literally Snyder released, you know, photos of like these huge containers filled with the footage. I'm like, I'm pretty sure if he has that much footage, it's not just a little bit of change. It's a lot of stuff cut.
Yeah.
I was wondering how that's going to go, though, because, I mean, we have, again, different stuff coming just, like, all around. Apparently, at one point, like, whenever Superman gets revived, like, that scene where he gets revived, he does cause some trouble, because, obviously, he's a little crazy. Usually how it goes when people get revived in places. Which, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure the waters inside that Kryptonian pod, they really just made fun of Lazarus pits, didn't they? Where they're just poking fun at themselves, like, oh hey, we have these in another deal, we have this in the Batman universe, why not just bring this in the Superman, except make it some Kryptonian water. Like regeneration water or whatever, like, okay. So I get that going. Apparently, he was supposed to have a black suit that he was supposed to wear for quite a while, and now he does. He has a black suit. That's cool.
Why did they cut the black suit? That would look amazing.
I mean, it does look amazing. I mean, it's in the trailer. Like, it looks great. And plus, we don't have a CGI mustache. And what I mean by that is not a mustache put on. I'm saying, like, they use CGI to take out his mustache. And I believe that was in, not Justice League. I think it was in the Shazam movie. Maybe it was in Justice League. No, I think it was Justice League, yeah. But regardless, it was in there. They took out his mustache, and it looked awful. Like, his lip movements were terrible. So they got that going. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. But that's no longer a thing. Yay. And, plenty of other stuff. Darkseid is actually in the movie now. That's good. We actually have the main villain of the actual thing, not just, his lackey. And instead of...
I'd rather have the lackey. I mean, they are often easier to beat.
Yeah, but if you want, like, a compelling, like, enemy arc, like, villain arc thing, don't send the lackey and just be like, oh, hey, I'm the villain. Like, no, you're not.
He's just lazy to do. He's like, but like, can you do the job? Like, I'm busy, laundry, dishes.
Right. Ruling planets. You know how it is. Yeah, and then Steppenwolf, the actual villain of that movie, of Justice League, just looks like a guy in a suit of armor. Like, that's all he looked like in the theatrical cut. But in this, he actually looks like some, like, alien-like deal. Actually, it just looks a lot better. That suit is much better than the theatrical one. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. Like, it looks too... It doesn't look very humanoid. Let's change that. Let's make him look more human. Like, okay, why?
Why are you making him human? He's not human.
Also, apparently they killed Saw Stone.
They killed someone? Huh.
I mean, I don't know if he died in the actual Justice League movie, but Cyborg's dead. Like, I don't remember if he died in that movie normally, but he dies in the trailer. Like, oh. Ouch.
Did they ever make a movie for him?
Cyborg?
They know? No. They
No.
not made
No,
a
they never
movie
did.
for him.
Nope. We got that, and then, what else? Basically, the last thing I can mention is that, like, during Batman vs. Superman, Batman would have, like, the nightmares of, like, being in, the sort of... It's basically just called, like, the nightmare world or whatever. It's like a post-apocalyptic deal, and it's, like, ruled by an evil Superman or whatever. And... I don't know, apparently, apparently the Flash will basically, like, run through time and everything, which, yes, I know you hate that. But there's apparently going to be some time travel involved, and apparently kind of goes to that post-apocalyptic world. Like, there's one just like it. I don't know if it has evil Superman, but it is pretty nuts. So,
Also,
quite a bit changed.
kind of the only thing I have issues with is like, I feel like Lex Luthor being the main villain in Batman vs. Superman was kind of not the best idea.
I don't even know that was the best actor to choose. I have nothing against the actor, but...
Wait, who's the actor again?
The guy who's in Zombieland.
Yeah.
The same guy. And I'm like, the guy, it's a good actor, but I don't know if it was the right position. Like, I don't know if he was the right guy to pick.
I feel like he's more the errand guy.
I mean, he's fine in, like, serious roles or whatever, but just, like, not in that sense.
And Social Network. Really good movie.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, you got all that.
Like, he's good in those movies, like, but then you come to this, that he's not a villain. He's more either he's like the smart guy or the, like, nerdy guy. That's what he is. He's a nerd.
Well, even so, I mean, if they were trying to give Lex a nerdy ordeal, which, not really, they have that, and I'd say he could pull off a psychotic person pretty well. Someone who's, like, pretty crazy. And sure, Lex can be crazy, but they didn't really get that going. Maybe that scene whenever he was in prison, like, they kind of did.
I mean, if you take, what is his name? The one is Supergirl. That one who plays Lex in that series.
That one's a good one.
That's a good one because he's like, he plays it so good because Lex is meant to be crazy but smart. That's
Funny
what
how
he
that
is.
guy was in 2.5 Men.
Who was it?
In 2.5 Men, he played as Alan.
Oh my god. I didn't even think about that.
You didn't know that?
I didn't notice that. I should have noticed that. I watched the show a lot.
Yeah, he's Alan in 2.5 Men. It's funny. Which, by the way, I'm going to mention this actual bit because, hold on, this is, I can take the spoiler warning off for a minute, but the funny thing that it just reminded me for some reason is a story he was telling on like a radio station, or it was like an interview. Apparently he played in, I forget, it was Superman 4 or Superman 3 or something. Like he played as somebody, like Luthor's cousin or something, or nephew, I don't freaking remember what it was, but played as somebody. And apparently at the time they had flight suits or something like this, like some you had to put on to so you could be attached to the wire to have you fly around. At the time, apparently you had to wax, like, or like shave down there or something, otherwise it would basically pull your hairs and hurt like hell in there. So that was a thing. And then whenever he comes back into the like Supergirl show, I came into the role of Lex Luthor and had to do the flight scenes. He asked Melissa Hutchison, the Supergirl actor, asked her, do they still need to shave down there for the flight suits? And apparently she gave him like a really weird look, like, what?
That shows that he's so old in the business that he's like, wait, what?
And he's just like, well, I'm sure she thinks I'm a creep now, but
I mean,
like, Jesus.
I mean, if you think about it, if you're like, say he, like Charlie Sheen or he who plays Alan, their time was like 20 years ago. Business since then is so much different now.
Oh yeah. I mean, granted, it's bad enough that in that show, I'll throw the spoiler when I make it up, but in that show, I mean, they had Charlie die, and then what was his name?
Yeah, but that was a reason why they have to kill him, because
Yeah,
he pissed someone off.
usually how it works in network television. It's usually someone gets pissed off, or he does or like the actor does something stupid or
And here's
whatever,
the thing,
and they have to
it
get
was
replaced.
Charlie's fault. That's the issue.
Yeah. Usually how it goes. But who did they replace him with? I forgot his name.
Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. I was like trying to think of his name, like I couldn't. Yeah, they replaced him with Ashton Kutcher, which still good. Those episodes weren't bad. I mean, he did a good role.
No.
But
And then they kicked off he who plays Yak. And that's when the show started tanking.
yeah, it started getting kind of bad later. But we have all that going. I was gonna mention something else about that. Yeah, but back to the other bit of the topic of, like, you know, a better Lex Luthor. Yeah, I don't know, that guy wouldn't have worked out. The freaking having the guy of Supergirl, that would have worked out way better. But that's the thing, they can't do that. For some reason, you can't have them do it twice in a row or something, or maybe they can. I don't know. It's weird.
But if you think about it this way, like, as we know, as we have watched the Arrowverse, if the whole DC universe part is connected, they can't technically do that because everyone is different, because it can be a different, like.
I mean, yeah, there's that, but then there's also, I mean, if we're talking about like bringing a TV show actor for the character to the movie series, they can still do that. They just prefer not to, because it's like, well, they already have their own version. You know, we need to try to get like our different version or something, because a lot of times it just doesn't fit, or just like it's not within the stuff they want to go for. I mean, look at Ezra Miller, like at the point when he got in trouble for some stuff, and they were going to kick him off of being the Flash, and people kept recommending Grant Gustin, like, oh hey, get him, he's a good Flash, like, go for that. And in a way, I'm pretty sure they were considering that, but it's like, We can't really do much about that.
Wait, Barry Allen was on. Who plays Barry Allen almost got kicked off. Huh.
Yeah, because there was a video where he apparently pushed a woman down and held her down, and it was one of those deals where it's just like he didn't exactly mean to do that, but it happened. And also, it was one of the things she was kind of like asking for, is like some type of like role or something.
Yeah, because here's the thing: if
it was more like she was like saying, I don't know what it was. I pretend to be this one guy.
There was no context to the video,
I mean,
and
there was no context to the video, so it's like I don't really know how it went down, but it was one of those where the woman was mainly okay, but to the public eye, it looked pretty bad. So at that point, it's like, well,
that's another thing that people often. That's why I hate when they bring up stuff that people have done. It's like, oh, but have you gotten context for it? Like, is it actually do you have the context for this?
Oh, and by the way, apparently he was holding her by her throat. Not like actually choking her, but like just his hand was there. Like he wasn't actually applying any force like to her throat. It was just like that's where it was. I don't know. You can look up the video. You can look it up later or whatever, but it was a thing. But regardless, I'm pretty sure he's back. Like it's fine now, I guess, because he was in the Flash panel, like the Flash teaser thing.
This is after season 6.
What? No, not him.
Oh.
Wait, which Flash do you think I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, I don't know which Flash. There's too many Flashes at this point.
I was talking about Ezra Miller, the movie Flash.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the one who was getting in trouble. I was saying like they were. I was saying that basically, I'm pretty sure he's fine now because like they had the Flash deal going there.
Because
I mean, it makes no sense, but at the same time, they're doing it with plenty of people. I mean, look at Suicide Squad. Will Smith was playing as Deadshot. Now they got another guy doing it. So it's someone else entirely.
Character. I like that guy from is it Flash Deadshot is in?
Arrow.
Yeah, I like that guy.
He was in one episode of Flash, but it was on Earth 2. So it was like the opposite of Deadshot. It went from Deadshot to Worst Shot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was a cop.
Yeah, he was a cop, and he was the worst shot on the force. Or basically, he literally went up, like straight up to a person, like fired his gun a bunch, and never hit at all. He missed every shot at point blank range.
Yeah, and when he said Deadshot to him, didn't he get so pissed because of that?
Yeah, he's just like, it's like Deadshot. He's like, yeah, it's like, that's not funny, Alan. He's like, that's not funny. Like, yeah. But
that's like, but that was the good part of the show. But then you have right now, that's like, why are you still doing this series?
Right. But speaking of Deadshot, I guess we can talk about the Suicide Squad stuff. So they're making a game, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which I don't really know entirely the premise. Basically what all it showed was that it was in Metropolis and Brainiac was invading. Like it was Brainiac and his forces. And what I'm going to assume is that he is possessed, like mind controlling the League in this case.
Mind controlling or have made a duplicate?
I'm pretty sure it's a mind control, but I don't know. Regardless, there's that because it went through. It was just like, them goofing around and everything, and had Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark.
Well, I like Shark also. He's also a good character.
Yeah, I mean, he seems more like a person who would be more the deadly type, like it was in the Flash TV show, but in the game, he was more of like a Joker, like not the Joker. I'm saying he was more of like a joking person, which fits along with Suicide Squad because it's a big joke. But you got that going, and basically it goes like right there at the end. You have Superman come in. It's like, oh hey, cool, Superman's here. He just saved that guy. Turns to him, shoots him with eye lasers. Like, oh, okay. Everyone just looking like,
No,
we're
here's the
fucked.
best part of this, like, boomerang. It's like, okay,
It's
so here's the
because
guy
like
we're gonna
he like
assassinate.
I think he like throws the marine body like it like move like it. Either that or boomerang comes back. It's like, oh, because Waller's on the road. It's like you need to take out like the prime guy or whatever. I forgot what it was that they said, like alpha
They're like,
subject.
who's the guy we're gonna have to
It's
assassinate?
like, who's the
and
guy?
they like all
Just
pointing
like
at
point
him.
straight up. It's like, oh shit. It's like, yeah.
And then he throws the boomerang.
It's just like, bad idea, Sharky. It's like, tells the shark's the one who did it. Like, what? Like, you're the one who threw the boomerang, you idiot. That wasn't gonna do anything. That's another thing, like, in the sort of gameplay part of it, it wasn't really gameplay, it was still within cutscene, but they had him throw the boomerang and apparently he teleported with the boomerang or whatever. I'm like, what? Like, he moved really fast with the boomerang? Like, what? It's weird.
I think it's teleport with the boomerang. That's the idea.
I think, but that's kind of weird.
It feels like, what if you accidentally teleport at the wrong time?
Imagine if he teleported with a boomerang as he threw it at Superman. Like, that would go really wrong.
He's like throwing and then like accidentally teleport. It's like, oh fuck.
Like, teleport, try to punch him in the face, and it's just like, I've made an error. All right.
And a broken hand.
Probably broken face too.
No, the broken face is fine, or he's fine, until... No, because Superman is not gonna have to do anything because he's gonna fall down.
I mean, honestly, yeah, you could just like sit there and let him fall. It's like, all right.
Like, why did you do it?
Yeah. I don't know, I mean, with Brainiac there's like plenty of stuff that can go on. There are plots. I mean, there are actual comics where, you know, he's being mind controlled and everything anyway. So I would say that is what's happening. So, I mean, there's that bit and plenty of other stuff that Brainiac could do. So, probably good stuff in there. And,
but I'm not that excited for this game, though. Not
I wouldn't really say it's that grand. I'm pretty sure it's being made by Rocksteady, though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the people who made the Arkham games.
Yeah. But
which I'd say gameplay-wise, I'm sure it's going to be great. But story-wise, I don't really know. I mean, then again, it's actually being written by James Gunn, who is directing the movie. So, who knows?
Yeah, story-wise can be good, but here's the issue. What I saw, it has, like, I mean, James Gunn has done a lot of good stuff.
I mean, mainly the main things that people know James Gunn for will be Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy.
And I didn't like the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
I did. Second one was kind of bland. It was good, but it was like,
Yeah.
Now he's working on the third one. Because he said right when he was done, or when Suicide Squad's done, he'll move to doing Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah. Wasn't it kicked off almost from 2?
He was almost kicked off from doing 3 and everything else because of all that stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah, as of the other game, which I actually
I
have
am more
notes
excited for, mostly because I love fucking Batman games.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly, I have a lot of more notes for it because like it was something that like really grabbed my attention. Gotham Knights, which, oh boy, because it looks a lot more like an Arkham game, and because obviously it's Batman story.
Is this continuous, by the way, from the Arkham series?
I have no idea. I have no idea if it's a continuation or if it's something different. Because actually, no, it's not. It's not.
Of it, but it's not.
It is not.
Like it's.
Here's the other spoiler. Have you played through the Arkham games?
I have completed the last one with the I don't remember what the guy was called.
Arkham
and
Knight?
I'm playing Asylum, I think.
Yeah, I have not played any of them. I played a little bit of Asylum, and I haven't done any more, but I do know bits of the story. But yeah, in the Arkham games, which does have in the comics too, but Barbara Gordon, the Batgirl, she gets her back broken by Joker. Like, that is canon story, and it does happen in, like, she is confined to a wheelchair in the Arkham games, and she's not in this. It's a completely different story.
Oh yeah, she's standing up.
Yeah, like, she's doing stuff in this game, and, you know, it's not the same story. So,
Yeah.
different universe.
Also, I'm trying to figure out because I know the one with the bat symbol. Cause, by the way, for guys that doesn't have watched the trailer, Batman is dead.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and go with that. So yeah, the main premise of the game is Batman has died, and it is up to all of... Well, okay.
Allegedly died.
Allegedly died. Apparently, a building, like, collapsed, and Bruce Wayne was pulled out of the rubble. So, and apparently, it said that, like, in the recording, that whenever he had to blow up the Batcave, that message would be sent to every one of the... Like, every one of the people he worked with. So yeah, we have all the characters that are on here. We have Batgirl, as we mentioned before, Robin, we have Nightwing, and honestly, this came as a surprise to me, Red Hood. Red Hood is a character to play as and is a good guy in this, and I'm like, what? Like, okay, maybe anti-hero. Maybe anti-hero. He's what's his name? Is it Jason Todd? No. I think it's Jason Todd. Yeah, it's yeah, it was in Red Hood is Arkham Knight. There's another spoiler, but hey, spoiler warning still on the screen. Everybody, it just basically imagine this entire podcast is a thing. But yeah, it's the same person because in that story they made him Arkham Knight rather than Red Hood, and in this he's just Red Hood, which is the normal comic thing.
I wonder if he ever applied that or if he died. I don't remember if he died in the Arkham Knight.
I don't know. Regardless, though, I mean, I don't understand why, in a way, that they made him like this. I mean, he actually... The main thing is that he's very pissed off at Batman in the normal deal. Like, he's very pissed off at him for, like, abandoning him and everything else. And... I
mean, I would be pissed off, too.
I'm saying, like, you know, like, Joker just, like, let him basically be killed, or, like, thought him to be killed, and, like, never even tried to save him or help or anything, just immediately gave up, was like his words in the Under the Red Hood movie, for example. And we have that, but apparently like he really cares in this. Like as soon as that message pops up, he's the first one to get the message. You literally see him take off his hood and it looks like he's very concerned, like he's very upset.
Like, God damn it, what did you do this time?
Well, not like that, but I mean like he's upset, like he's actually saddened by this news. Like, okay, so we have him. We have Robin, which is the third Robin. I don't know which. It's not Damian. It's the other one. I forgot his name.
Is it Tim? The one
yeah, it's Tim. Tim Drake.
Yeah, I think that's the one who has been in the Arkham series also. I think everything
Damian is completely new. He's part of the new 52
from the
universe.
Arkham series anyways, but it's like this is its own game.
Mm.
So if it's
usually these games don't follow New 52. Because that has Damian, I think. I think that's when it starts. Which, for people who don't know, Damian is the son of Batman. Yeah, Damian Wayne. So you have that. But regardless, we'll go back to the characters. They made some weird... okay, I'm pretty sure you didn't watch the gameplay because I said you didn't have to. But I did because I just wanted to get some clarification. Some stuff that they're doing with it. So,
question: is there co-op?
Yes, online 2-player co-op.
Fuck yeah, we're getting the game.
We are getting the game. At least one of us are gonna get the game. Probably you at this rate. We played on PS4. We're gonna freaking go.
If it comes out on PS4.
True. I don't know if it's gonna be a next gen only. I doubt it, but we'll see. Regardless, yeah, it is online 2-player co-op only. Which is sad because I've heard other people like ask about this, and apparently obviously no local co-op, no couch co-op. It's only online 2-player.
Kind of understandable.
I kind of understand it because like the way the game's supposed to be played, it kind of makes sense, I guess, but it's a little upsetting because local co-op is just dead, which sucks.
Yeah, also, but that's also like I think this is the last generation that actually have the idea of local co-op, to be honest.
I mean, not really. I mean, there's plenty of other games that are like trying to reincorporate it. I mean, the only major one that is at the moment is Halo. They're trying to. I mean, they are bringing it back, but everything else, like I don't know.
Yeah, but it's also because don't take it the wrong thing. Idea is like, but it's a dying thing because easier to own your own console these days.
I mean, in a
And
way, yes, but another way, no. I mean, plenty of people are still in that same like way where obviously they can't have two consoles in the same household. They cannot afford it, especially if everyone's going to want a Series X and an S, or like if they're wanting like the Series S or X, like just like getting both of them, or
yeah,
two of one, or two PS4s. Like, I mean, not PS4s, PS5s. It's like that's quite a bit of money. You can't really do that. That's just extremely a lot of money. And in this case, for example, if this game is going to come out on PS4 and it will work for both 4 and 5, or work for both Xbox One and the Series S or X, then it would make sense. Because, like, hey, you already have these consoles. If you're not going to be trading them in for money, you get the new console. Well, there you go. Now you have your two consoles. So I guess that's kind of what they're trying to work with. They're thinking, like, okay, well, if you got that, then, hey, maybe you'll be able to do online co-op no problem.
yeah.
But when it comes to PC, you're just fucked either way. Because PC
Yeah,
usually
PC
doesn't
I can
have.
understand.
Well, PC
PC I
usually
can
doesn't have
understand.
it.
Yeah. But it's
Most
also
of the games that have split
understandable.
screen on consoles does not have split screen on PC.
But yeah, PC has almost always been a single person
I'm surprised they
route.
actually allowed split screen in on Black Ops 3 PC. It's there. One thing to have. Yeah. As for the rest of the stuff, basically, gameplay wise, it does look open world because they had a deal with Batgirl like driving her like her version of, like the whatever you would call it, the Bat Cycle, the freaking Bat Bike, whatever the hell his naming schemes were. You have that version and her driving around the city to go to, at the time it was showing off Mr. Freeze's story, which makes me believe that there's going to be multiple villain stories, not just
So,
that.
like most of the game, I think every game has that also, actually. In the
Maybe,
Arkham
but I
series.
mean, it depends. I'm saying like an actual. I don't know if they're all going to have fully fledged out stories, but in this case, it's a little bit different. I mean, you have what is it? Basically, it's like a leveling system. There is a level system, so it's like a nemesis. I'm not going to say nemesis. It's not nemesis system, but it's basically to the point to where, however your character levels up, the enemy will level up with you. So in a way, it's not necessarily leveling, but it's like
level scaling.
Yeah, it's basically in a sense like, oh hey, if you go tackle this one person at level 5, they're gonna be level 5. But if you go tackle someone else at that point and then come back later level 15, that person's level 15 now. So
As long as they don't focus on every boss or every character is like that, as long as they have.
I'm pretty sure it's just like
certain-
all enemies are like that. It's like all scaled to you. Like, I mean, not necessarily. There
that
might be
can
like
be
actually,
bad.
there might be like a difficulty spike in a sense, but it's basically what they're saying is that even if you're both level 5, it's still going to be a rough challenge for you, is what they're saying.
I mean, I get if there's like certain areas that's like easier in the beginning, but of course, yeah, level scaling, it goes up with
I
you.
mean, I'm not saying
instead.
like, you know, it's just like, oh, hey, you're level 5, they're level 5, and it's like, oh, hey, they're a cakewalk. Like, it's still going to be, they're still going to make it difficult. I'm saying that is their words, okay?
Oh wait, I can't play
I mean,
co-op with you because you can't play hard.
Wow. I'm just saying, like, look at Destiny 2, for example. We can get destroyed by level 750s while we're in the thousands. So come on.
Yeah, but that's because the light level in that system is broken.
I'm also in that area, but I don't know, we got that. So apparently they all have different abilities in a sense.
Yeah, understandable. Like,
Batgirl has this. It only showed Batgirl and Robin in the gameplay trailer. It didn't show the other two, but Batgirl was more of an Arkham sense. She had more of the Batman abilities and like everything, but she had her own little twists. Like something about like a flurry of attacks. Like it had like bats were surrounding around her and the enemies, like attacking. I think. I don't know. It was weird.
She always been a little bit more fit than Bruce Wayne. He's more of a.
I mean, they're both
what would you say?
fit, but he's bulky.
Yeah, but he's like more like a bulky guy. That's like.
So basically, like, you know, he's bulky, she's more lean.
Yeah. He's basically the guy that just rush in. I feel like she's the smarter character.
Well, she is. She's very technical. Why do you think she becomes Oracle later?
I gotta say that, like, how can she help? She just like he's just rushing in. She's like, why are you rushing? Can you wait 5 seconds?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's that. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, obviously, Batman is also very calculating. I mean, obviously, he has plans for his plans. So, you got
Until
that.
it fucks up and he gets locked into asylum.
I mean, you could blame the Joker serum for that one. But regardless, you got that. Robin is a weird one. He's very tech savvy in this. And
isn't Tim Drake that also?
yeah, but it's weird because he basically like has access to a satellite, like in a way that allows him to teleport. No joke. It's like some type of satellite that allows him to teleport. So he can teleport a little bit around the map.
That's gonna be.
There was a little bit of a tease to it to the video, but I mean you could probably check it here in a bit. But yeah, it was a little bit weird. You got that. Yeah, I mean, basically everybody had a health bar too. It was like not a little tiny health bar. So all the enemies had health bars. So I mean, like you had to literally beat them up, not just like a couple punches they're out. So it was plenty of punches, and bosses obviously had a huge health bar. So
of course, I don't expect anything else.
Yeah, so
difficulty hard, boss easy.
Seems really good.
Except goddamn Deathstroke.
He'll probably be a little difficult. But
I have issues with him. What game is that? Is that Origins? No,
I have no idea what he's in. Because again, I've only played a bit of Asylum in like the very beginning.
I know, because that was the first Arkham game I played, and I got stuck there.
And I mean, I just bought Origins today, or yesterday, because I bought it off of Steam because basically they're having the weekend deal because of DC fandom. So I just bought it off there. But yeah, so there's not really a lot I could say when it comes to Gotham Knights, like gameplay wise. Like I kind of just explained most of it. There's like a lot of different deals to it. Oh yeah, another thing we've got to mention. Not only is Batman dead, Gordon's dead too. So that's
Didn't that happen in Arkham Knight?
I don't know. But again, this is a different story, so it doesn't follow that one.
Yeah.
But regardless, he's dead too. So it basically brings in that whole bit of the police are not really on your side because he was always the one to steer them away from you. But now they're not really on your side. They will, they will basically try to attack you too, or like tell you to get the heck out of there. No, but
I feel like the police is gonna be worse because they have guns.
I mean Red Hood has guns.
Oh yeah, I fucking love those guns.
Like, everyone else has like high tech. Like everyone has like high tech weapons. Like, oh hey, I got this like high tech staff. I got this. I got these 2 baton looking things, and I forget what Nightwing has, but like they just like all have their own little setup. Red Hood, I got guns. Shoot
yeah,
people.
but they also look high tech.
Maybe a little bit, but still, it's just like everyone else is picking a melee weapon or like has their batarangs. Not him. He's just like, I got guns. Like, jeez, man. I don't know. I mean, you got all that, which I don't know if you noticed this, but in the actual cinematic bit there, it's just weird if Robin's like character model looked like Tom Holland. Like his model did.
Oh.
Like it wasn't his voice actor because in the gameplay it has them both talking and Tom is not the voice actor, but
I don't even know who Tom Holland is.
The new Spider-Man.
The one in the Amazing?
MCU. No, MCU Spider-Man. Like it's kind of looked like him to me. I'm just like, huh. Because like, wait, is Tom Holland Robin in this? And then like later I look at the gameplay trailer, which I looked at that after I got done recording the reaction or anything, and I'm like, huh, okay, he's not. but it looks like him. Kind of.
They maybe tried to get him, but they couldn't, so...
Well, even so, that just means that he was the facial, whatever it is, the model template. So I'm like, oh.
Maybe it was planned that he was gonna be the voice, but then something came up that he couldn't.
I don't know. There's all that. The fighting system is basically the same as Arkham. Like, it's definitely that. It's just, punching, you hit the dodge button, like you have counters, stuff like that. So, Arkham system is still there.
I'm getting you have the bat sense thing again.
Not sure.
Because that one is kind of half broken in the games, to be honest. Well, at least the early games. Arkham Knight, it was fine.
Yeah, that's basically all I can say about him. I basically mentioned everything I could about the game, but I'm definitely excited about it. It definitely does seem like a really good game. Yeah. The main next thing I'm gonna mention is like the longest one here for me, which it has nothing really to do with the movie, it's the cast, which again, the new Suicide Squad movie. Not going to mention the names of the cast except for one person. I'm just gonna mention the actual people in it, and if I know them or not, which I only know like a few. Like, Jesus, there's a huge freaking cast for this. I mean, you got Harley Quinn, Rick Flag, which I have no idea who the hell that is, Amanda Waller, Bloodsport, I don't know who that is either, Sol Soria, I don't even know that name.
Wasn't Bloodsport in the Flash series?
No, that's whatever his name is.
But like
Blood.
One of the...
Oh, well, no, wait, the villain in season 6 is named Blood something. Well, the early villain, whatever his name is. I don't know. Regardless, we have Bloodsport, Sol Soria, Captain Boomerang is there. Nathan Fillion is someone named TDK. I don't know who that is. Then Blackguard, Michael Rooker as Savant. Alright. John Cena is playing Peacemaker. Which Peacemaker is basically like a douchey version of Captain America. So, that's
Wait, so you don't... So what you're saying is that Captain America is the nice guy in this game? I mean, he's still a dude that's like... So someone's worse than him?
Right. Then you have Polka Dot Man, which I don't know who the hell that is.
It's not like someone that he found on the playground.
Yeah. Then you have Sean Gunn, which I'm guessing is James' brother. I don't know, but plays Weasel. I recognize the name, but I don't know who that is. Tyla, don't know who that is. Then the one I was really excited about when I heard it, Peter Capaldi, one of the doctors in Doctor Who, is playing the Thinker. And I was like, oh, that is a good cast.
The Thinker, that sounds like a terrible rip-off of the Riddler.
You do know who the Thinker is, right?
No.
DeVoe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's DeVoe. Like Peter Capaldi. I'm like, oh, we got him as that. I'm like,
is he now the bad guy or the good guy? Like, because I know the Suicide Squad is like bad guys, but they're good guys.
I mean, I'm guessing obviously bad guy. I mean, Suicide Squad, they're all bad guys. They're just having to do like, good stuff. I don't know if he's like in the villain category, if he's in the Suicide Squad. I don't know.
Actually, I don't think he would be in the Suicide Squad. He would be the actual villain because
I'm sure he'd be part of the villains. But yeah, I'm just saying that is a really good casting because I mean, if anyone has seen any of his scenes in Doctor Who, it's just like he was definitely one of the best.
Oh God, trash series here too. Jeez.
Hush. Hush, pleb.
And yes, I just called Doctor Who trash.
It is not. It depends on which one you were watching, which season, because each. Well, okay,
First
which
season,
Doctor?
Black and white.
That doesn't. Why would you count that? That's the first series.
Yeah,
we have the reboot later.
Part. It's fucking weird.
It is pretty weird. It's just like, huh, all right. Well,
And you,
the technology limitations are like, ooh, all right.
holy fuck, this looks. Everything looks so bad, and then you watch a movie.
Having
Now
watched the
it's
new
like,
one, haven't watched the new series, and going back, and I'm like, the Doctor had a grandkid. I'm like, what? Because the Twitch was having a 500 episode marathon. They were doing 500 episodes, and
of the
every
original,
week,
right?
yeah, every week they would switch it up. Right, every week would have a set amount of episodes, then the next week they would move on to the next set of episodes. So basically, if people miss the day, they can come back the next day and it'll replay it again. It's like, okay, here's the same episodes again in case you missed it.
Didn't
But
they have that like the weekends was like replay? Like
I think they allowed that, but I don't know. But regardless, yeah, I watched the first season that way, and I didn't watch the second season. I stopped after that just because I was like, there's other stuff I want to watch. No offense to the Doctor Who at the time. I'm like, I mean, it was good. It was all right.
For the time being, though, that's a good show. If you go back to when it came out, like
Yeah,
it probably was a great show.
I mean, I'm sure it was because like no one was doing it. It's like really different. And like I mean, the new stuff is good. I mean, you can't say David Tennant stuff's bad. You just can't.
I can.
You cannot.
I can.
You'd be wrong.
But there is no wrong and right in opinions.
Well, in this case, you would be wrong. So, that is my. That is a fact. You have that. Matt Smith was pretty good, though most people preferred Tennant. And then Capaldi came along, and I'm like, started off like, I don't know if this guy's gonna be any great, and then it goes off to, holy shit, this guy's amazing.
Haven't they switched doctors more than anything?
Yeah, there's. I think we're on the 13th Doctor now. I think that's who she is, the 13th. Because they switched it to a woman now.
At this point, like.
Yeah, they finally had a female Doctor.
I mean, I can get
Which
like old versions.
sucks in a way because great opportunity, good actor, not very good story writing in that entire part of the series. It's like, wow, it was not a Doctor Who show to me at that point. It was just like some sci-fi show with a female lead. I'm like, huh.
It was basically just like the only reason they made this.
They just did not give her good content to work with. Like, good actor, great opportunity to have a female lead in Doctor Who, like have a female Doctor. Not so great for the writing. The writing was not that great. The stories is just like, I don't know where they're trying to go with this. It was something. So you got that. Back to the point. Peter Capaldi, be a great thinker, I believe. As for the rest of the people, there's only 3 other people left. There's Javelin, I don't know who that is, Mongol, and King Shark. Whoa.
I mean, King Shark is a good villain.
King Shark should be good. That should be fine.
How many episodes has he been in? He's been in 3 in The Flash, right?
He's been in, let's see. You have the original King Shark deal. Then when he comes back later, he comes back later when all the portals are closed to Earth 2. And then he comes back during the 5th season, I think.
Yeah.
Like 5th season to battle Grodd.
Oh yeah,
And
they took him to Belgrade.
yeah, because Grodd wanted the thing, the freaking crown. Like the crown he had to control his like his brain in a sense. But yeah, I took that. And I think that's it for King Shark. I don't think he was in season 6.
Yeah, hopefully in 7 though. Because again, King Shark he's a good and bad, like he's like a villain that you like. He's a neutral villain.
I mean, now he's not necessarily a villain, considering he's more in contact with his actual self,
Human
not
side.
like his human side. So now he's more tame, like way more.
Yeah, but I feel like if he gets pissed, run.
Yeah, I mean, he's a giant shark, dude. I mean, come on. The guy's like, what, 10 foot tall? And he's a shark. It's like, don't mess with him.
I feel like if he as president would be the wrong guy.
He's 15 feet tall, actually. I don't know. He's like very tall.
He's tall. How long is a shark?
I
It's a
have no
white
idea.
shark.
That great white shark, like pretty large. Pretty large. Basically, the size of a great white shark is the size of him, just with legs, because he has legs. But yeah, you got that.
Great
Mhm.
white shark is
You might have to search.
4.5 to 6.4 meters as a female and 3.4 to 4.1 as an adult.
You wanna mention that as feet, or
I'm gonna take
rivets?
the tallest one, 4.1 meters,
Alright.
into what's feet? Okay.
Yeah.
4.1 in feet is 13 feet basically.
Jesus, that's pretty.
13
that's pretty
feet 5
long.
inches, so 13.5.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with him.
No, don't do it.
Don't steal his food.
No, don't do it. Well,
Also, that the female shark is longer than the male. That's kind of interesting.
in nature, that's usually how it goes. The female is the one you always want to be wary of.
I wonder how tall. Wait, how 6.4? How many fucking feet is this? We switch this to 6.2. 6.2. Oh wait, Big Daddy is not a female shark. It would have been 20.
Jesus. 20 feet. Yeah, by the way, that's like what, 2 stories, I think.
Like, okay, he's
The
nice.
size of like a couple houses or a very tall house. Which, granted, in the show, he actually he's actually taller than Joe's house because he rips the roof off. So he is pretty
that
tall.
makes sense. Like,
But
yeah,
he's at least a story high.
yeah, that's a male shark. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Then you have the female shark that's like double the size,
Yeah.
and you like, okay, listen here. I don't want to mess with you. Do you want some?
Yeah, I mean, you got that.
How tall is Broad though? Because it's not as tall as a normal gorilla.
I mean, he's pretty big, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I think he's basically like the shark. Oh, don't tell me it's like he's also 13 feet, isn't he?
He's pretty big. Yeah.
Oh god.
I mean, gorillas can be pretty huge too, but
I don't think a normal gorilla. Or actually, it depends what kind. Because isn't it grayback is the normal one, but there's like different types.
I have no idea.
Grayback gorilla, silverback gorilla. They can be. They are like normal height. 1.6 to 1.7 meters.
Right.
It's not that tall.
Well, we should probably try to finish off this topic with the last 3 things. But I'll get through like the more important type of deals, and then we'll go with Black Adam as last because it was the shortest thing, so we didn't really get much out of it. Well, really, the Flash was more of something we didn't get much out of, but still. So Batman, Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, which for those who don't know, Robert Pattinson, he's the actor from Twilight.
He plays Cedric Diggory in Harry Potter.
Doesn't know. Yeah, but regardless, the thing,
What about
a lot
I
of
have
people
the movie here.
burn it, throw it in a fire, cook it on your
Fuck off!
stove.
I like it.
I don't think we can be friends anymore. I think I need to kick you off this podcast, find a new co-host.
We
Hey,
created
Evil,
this
got
together. You
some,
can't kick me off because I'm 50% owner of this podcast.
20. Jokes. Alright. But when it comes down to it, though, granted, I'm not going to judge someone by the stuff that they've done. I mean, granted, Twilight was not much of a great time for any of the actors. So, yeah, I can see why that'd be much of an issue. But he definitely pulls off more of the emo type of deal, which is a lot of people are memeing about emo Batman. But the thing about that, though, is he kind of is, though. Batman kind of is emo in the early years. He's just like it's just like all like anger and darkness and stuff like that. I mean, come on, he's called the Dark Knight, for God's sake. So
yeah, I feel like Batman is meant to be actually more bad than he actually is.
Which, by the way, that is the one thing I liked about this trailer. Because usually when it comes to Batman movies, they don't really show a lot of him beating someone up. This, he freaking laid into the guy. Like, he just continuously beat him up, broke his arm and everything, and just like beat the crap out of him. To the point to where everyone else just like, I don't know if I want to be around this guy anymore. It's like, I just kind of want to run off.
Oh, I go home.
Like, oh look, a guy in time. Oh shit. Yeah, I mean that.
That would be the reason why the police hate Batman is he's just annihilating the person instead of asking him stuff.
That's the thing, though. That is actually Batman. That is how Batman operates. It's not like some like nice enough anti-hero or whatever. It's like he literally is a freaking dark, like aggressive person. Like he's literally the term vigilante. Like how everything works. Like he will beat the crap out of somebody or torture in a way. Not torture, but like get to the point of that to get information.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. I feel like the Batman Begins, Batman.
I mean, Batman Year One was a pretty dark one too, or at least they tried to be. Like that's what they wanted it to be. Was it more of a dark one?
And the Dark Knight series was not that great either. Like he wasn't too good. He wasn't too good in that one. Well,
I liked the movies, but I don't know. I don't think I need Christian Bale walking around going like, "Where is it?" Every 5 seconds. Like, come on, get a better voice. Which in this case, he actually does. It's just his voice, which I'm fine with. Like, you don't need to put some emphasis on it or put a voice modulator. Batfleck, come on. Like, seriously, in the freaking Batman vs Superman, it's like, oh, I'm gonna put a voice modulator on my voice. Like, oh god, no.
I mean, if Clark Kent can go with glasses, your voice is not gonna give you away.
Clearly. I mean, I'll say this: when it came to like Arrow, the show Arrow, you know, he has a voice modulator, but at the same time, it's like I kind of feel like for him it just fits. Batman, no, don't put a voice modulator on him. Just have him talk deep.
Not only that, if you think about this, again, Batman doesn't, or Superman doesn't even do that.
It's no, he just talks. Like he's just like he will he will talk to his boss, which I forget his damn name. Starts with a P, I think. I forgot what it was. Regardless, he goes up to his boss as Clark Kent, delivers the papers for the Bugle, comes back later, the office is getting attacked, goes in as Superman and saves him, literally stares right at him in his face, talks to him in the same voice. It's Superman. And then he just looks around like, where the hell did Clark Kent? And it's like, where the hell did Kent go? Turn around for a second, look back. Oh, there you are. Because he just switches back and is like,
put on some glasses and put on a shirt.
Yep, it just like quickly puts on the glasses, puts the suit back on, like his whatever, the freaking tie and suit, that one. It's like, all good. Like, no problems.
I fucking love that. Like, that's like the worst like thing. It's like, it's so dumb.
I mean, it's even worse because even they meme on it. Like, even DC memes on that. It goes nuts about it. Makes fun of it. It just makes no damn sense. Like, how does that work?
Does it, like, is it the basic what they do with, like, in the first season of Supergirl about that?
Yeah.
They, like, oh, wait, I know you, like,
Hmm. I mean, Cat Grant found it out really quickly. And I think she actually gave that reason too. Like she gave a reason like the glasses don't fool anybody. Like, because she even immediately saw like, you know, Superman is Clark Kent. So yeah. Like, okay, Grant knows everything. And they had to freaking bring in Jean to pose as Supergirl. Like, oh, well, I guess I was wrong then, because there can't be two of you. Later finds out, oh, what? I guess I was wrong again, because there is.
What is going on?
Because then we have Russian Supergirl. That happened.
She's very good. Very good girl.
Because they wanted the Superman and the Red Sun. Except it's Supergirl. No, but yeah, that.
I wonder
yeah.
how bad the Russian Superman will be.
I mean, it's a comic. It is a thing.
Oh my god.
That's what they based it off of in Supergirl. It's literally Superman Red Sun, which I think is actually a movie now. A animated movie. So you can probably watch that somewhere. But you got that. And when it comes to Batman stuff, I'll say this. The Batman suit, I do like. I like the new suit. It looks pretty good. I'm glad he doesn't change up his voice in any way. It's perfectly fine in that case.
I mean, as long as they keep the suit black, I don't really care, because that's the thing. Also,
well, some of the costumes aren't black, but yeah, that one is.
Yeah, but as long as they keep it like, at least have like a little bit more black than any other color. I think they have, what is it?
It's like black and gray.
They have a special skin in Arkham Knight that's like red.
Yeah, that's because that's one of his suit. That's actually one of his suits.
Yeah, and
in
that's like
comics.
That's nice because it's still black but has a little bit of red lines, so it's like fine.
And then you have Red Death, which is red. I say that because Red Death is a version of Batman. It's a speedster Batman.
Oh.
And the reason why it's called Red Death is because obviously he kills people. His whole thing is about murder.
Guy?
Yeah, he's a completely terrible. He's one of the only villains in all of DC that is all about murder. Like, he will kill like crazy. That's why it's called Red Death, because all you see is red and they're dead. So yeah.
My favorite villain though has to be the Penguin.
Which does seem like he is in this. Does, because that's the thing. Like, they don't say anyone who's there, but like there is like a little. It's just like a guy standing there. Which the only way you can really notice is he's a little fat in the face, and it looks like he has a long nose. That's the only real bit that you could say that it's Penguin, but I'm pretty sure that's him. And then of course we know we have Catwoman because it shows her.
Yeah, but Cobblepot, God, I don't know. He's like the most normal villain in the whole series.
I mean, that depends. I mean, he does also have...
If you search up on him, it literally says he's the only villain that's like normal.
I mean, Riddler's kind of normal.
Yeah, but he's also a genius, so he's not classified as like a normal...
Okay, he's a bit of a savant. He's not savant, that's a whole different character entirely. But, as I've just recently learned. But,
I need to finish the Gotham series, actually.
Neither have I.
I started watching it, then I got bored.
I'm on like the third or fourth season. I think I'm on the fourth season. But when it comes down to it, Penguin in a way is mostly normal, but at the same time he also has robotic penguins. That is one of his things. He does have robotic penguins that are like wind-up toys that will explode.
Yeah, but he has a little bit of an abandonment issues. Just saying.
It depends on the story of context. I don't actually know if that's the comic way because I don't know a lot about him.
I know Batman Returns.
Yeah, Batman Returns, like, he does have, like, he was abandoned by his parents. That's one thing. And then in other stories, they were killed. And
yeah, but for a child, because I think everything happens for him as a child either way.
Yeah.
He still gets abandoned by them.
Oh, I would say the Telltale story, but it's the Telltale story. I'm working on that one. That actually is a really good version of Batman.
That was a good Batman guy.
Have you played it? The Telltale one?
I have platinum on it, okay?
I'm only on the third episode. I've not started it. I've beaten the first two, but the only reason why is because the second episode glitched where it didn't save any of my stuff. I go into the third, and all my choices were reversed. And I'm like, nope. I have to go back. I have to replay the damn episode again. And yeah, it's fine now. But regardless, yeah, with in that story, it's that again, still spoilers here, everyone. In that story, Bruce's parents were gangsters, and they basically drugged and killed Cobblepot's parents. So, woohoo! Jesus. Which I think even in the comics they were pretty dirty. Like they were definitely not saints.
Yeah, if you watch the Gotham series, also they mentioned like they work for what is his name, Falcone.
Well, yeah, okay, and that they work for Falcone, and in the Telltale series they were working with them, like they were partners. And
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's how it is in the
think
comics. Like they were actually partners with Falcone and
but they
the
wanted
mayor.
out or something in certain stuff, and
Yeah.
it is you can't leave the mafia.
And then you have Joe Chill, which is just that guy. But when it comes to this Batman movie, I would say I do think it's gonna be pretty good. I do feel like it would be.
As long as they don't drag it, if they're gonna make a series out of it, don't drag out the story too much, because like that I think was the issue with The Dark Knight. It was like
I mean, the thing
third
about this one though is that I don't think they're gonna try to focus on Batman too much. Like it is, yes, Batman's gonna be a focus, but it's more on a Bruce side of things at the same time, which we haven't really gotten.
Like the only backstory you kind of have of Bruce is his parents got killed.
Yeah, like we don't really go onto the mental and psyche side of Bruce, like how he's handling everything. So I feel like that's really where they're trying to push this one, like how
Kind of does that in the Gotham series. That's because he's a child.
Yeah, I mean he's a child growing up and everything into it, but that's a little bit different. I mean, that's a TV series. They can't go too far with it. Movie, you can kind of go a little bit further, not too much, but a little bit. They can really get him to be pretty dark, especially because again, he broke the guy's arm and beat the living crap out of him.
What?
Which if you do in the Telltale series, by the way, if you break the guy's arm, freaking Alfred gets mad at you and just like, why did you have to do that? You didn't have to do that. Like, you are usually above torture. Like, oh, just shut the hell up. Like, I'm Batman.
I do what I want, okay?
Like, if I want to break a guy's arm, I'm gonna break a guy's arm.
And if I don't break his arm, I don't break his arm.
I break his leg instead. I don't know, but I mean, I feel like it's gonna be pretty good. I mean, you got that, a very starter costume for Catwoman, which, I mean, it makes sense, I guess. It's just a starter deal. It's all good.
Catwoman.
Yeah. Gonna go straight into that story. Not really sure what else.
The only issue is why I have issues with Robert Pattinson playing Batman is like he doesn't feel like the type that should be Batman.
That's what a lot of people have issues with, but
I mean, I think he wouldn't do a bad role, but it just doesn't feel like his kind of role.
Well, again, that's kind of how I felt with the guy who played as Lex Luthor in Batman vs Superman. Like, it's just like he's not a bad actor, but it just was not the right role for him, in my opinion.
Like, he did a great job as Lex, but it wasn't a role for him.
Yeah.
He didn't feel evil. That's the issue.
He just felt like I don't know. It just did not feel evil at all. Just like, I'm a jerk. That's it.
Like, he's that guy.
Again, one of the freaking things he does in the movie is like he literally pees into a jar, like a mason jar, and then like gives it to like a judge or something. Or no, it wasn't a judge. It was like a lawyer or something. Like gives it to her and labels it like apple juice or something. I forgot what he labeled it as, but that is one of the things he does in the movie. I'm like, why? Why is this a thing? Oh, but
Yeah, so
you got that, and then there was a bat. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying, I think the new Batman movie would be pretty good. But again, we've only gotten the teaser, which was his character, whatever it was, like his character test, and then also a few of the leaked pictures of his Batman suit beforehand, and this announcement trailer, which that's all we got so far. So I don't really know a lot, but we'll have to see. And as for the last two deals, we have, I'll go and go with the Flash movie, which, again, doesn't have much to it, other than the fact that they posted a concept art of a new suit. Like, he's getting a new suit, which, thank God, because I don't know about you, but I did not like the movie Flash's suit before. It didn't seem right. It just seemed like
the
really...
series is much better compared to the movie.
Again, it depends on which suit you're looking at. I mean, I personally like all the suits. A lot of people like the freaking chin strap thing for some reason, or like the weird one. I'm like, I like the season 6 one. Season 6 one is the best one for me, which we'll get to. But yeah, I mean, I think that's the best suit. They give him a new suit every damn season, though, except for seasons 2 and 3. Season 2, he gets the white symbol, and then 3, he keeps it. And then 4, they give him a new one. This is like, what?
Isn't this 4 he's alone in the beginning?
No, 2, he's alone in the beginning.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's 4 DeVoe.
Yeah. 4 is when he
Not
came
the
out of the
biggest
Speed
fan of
Force.
that season.
Yeah, 4 is when he came out of the
Great
Speed Force.
villain, but it's...
I mean,
one of those
it's just not...
seasons.
Well, that's the thing. Like, when it came to season 4, it was, like, on people's radar, but not. Because it was, like... We just got done with 3, which everyone labels as the worst season. And, we just go from there. And it's like, yeah, we don't really know how Flash is going to do now. And it's like, they went more with a comedy routine, which I'm okay with. I actually quite liked it. But...
I mean, that's kind of what I felt like Flash is meant to be. It's more of a...
When the
funny...
first 2 seasons were more of a, like, a real dramatic, like, tragedy type of deal in a sense. Like, sort of. Like, there was more of a tragic deal to it. But then it kind of just went straight to, like, more comedic. Which, I mean, whatever.
But also, it's same with, like, Arrow. Like, first 3 seasons are really good. I think it's first 3 seasons. Who's the villain in the third? Is that Deathstroke?
No, the third one is Ray Shogo.
Yeah, that's not a bad... no, Deathstroke is... That's season 2.
Yeah, Deathstroke season 2. First one was Black Archer, Malcolm Merlin.
Yeah. Like, those 3 seasons are good. Then it starts to be like... Thor, Damien Dark... Like, yeah... Fuck this!
Yeah, 4 was awful. 4 was a terrible season.
And that's like, that's same thing with, that's an issue I have with a lot of series. Like, I watch a lot of criminal series and stuff like that, and
yeah,
they're good for 2-3 seasons, then it's become repetitive.
I gotta think, what was the other ones? 5 was... 5 was Prometheus. And then 6...
Was that the guy that was like Archer?
Kind of. It was kind of like an Archer, but I mean, it was... I don't know. It was Prometheus. And then 6 was The Group. With whatever that one guy's name was. The hacker.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
That can't.
Yeah. Then you got the 7th, which was... I mean, it was alright. You get... whatever his name was.
Haven't finished that yet?
Starts with a D. I don't remember his name.
But is 71 with Crisis or is it 8?
8 is Crisis.
Who the fuck was 7?
I don't remember his name. I do know who it is, but I don't remember his name.
Yeah, because it was like, again, it starts just go downhill, and at the end it's like, why are you even Are you just trying to push the series for money at this point? Because
But other than that, though, when it comes to the Flash, I mean, there's more stuff to it. There were, again, because it is the biggest thing of Flash. It is his big, like, mechanic. It is going to be a time travel movie, and it's probably going to deal with Flashpoint. So it's going to deal with that. I don't know if Reverse Flash is going to be in it at all. Probably not. But at some point they're going to bring him in. Probably second movie, I'm going to guess. But
also, you talked about the post-apocalyptic because in the Justice League movie.
mm-hmm.
What if it's about that?
Well, I mean, he does time travel a little bit into it because, like, he gets, like, thrown into the Speed Force for whatever reason, and, like, it shows him that world, which I don't know, which that could be a possibility of what happens during his Flashpoint deal. So, who knows?
Yeah, because if that's a reality that happens, he's gonna have to stop it because, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you got that going.
Welcome to fucking Flash, fucking up the timeline.
See, this is why I love the fuck with the timeline memes. I mean, jeez. Like there's a meme where it's like you search Barry Allen and it says, "Did you mean the president of the U.S.?" And it's like, "Yep." Jeez.
But that's the issue. I think it. When is it? When was the last season? He didn't time travel in season 6, right? Yet?
No. Wait. I don't know. I don't think he does. In 5 he does, but that's because they had to for a like get pieces from the past. Well, in the past, anyway, to travel to the past. He did go to the future.
Did he get wasn't that one when he got captured by Harvey Wells?
No.
Harvey Wells?
No.
Orson Welles? Wasn't it? But that's in season 4.
He never got captured, but what do you mean?
He gets captured when he goes back to try to get himself. When he tries to learn something from himself in the past. And then he gets captured by Harrison Wells because, no, he needed something.
No, he went back to get something from Wells.
Yeah, and he gets captured by them.
Yeah.
You know.
That was 2.
Well, this is 2.
Yeah, season 2.
Huh. You see, you should not fast travel, like time travel, okay?
Fast travel, yeah, don't fast travel, guys. Walk the entire way.
Yeah, have you not played Skyrim for the fucking and walk the wilderness of Skyrim? Very beautiful trolls, angry mud crabs, random farmers I randomly stab.
Sounds about like Skyrim.
So should we talk about the last movie now? Because I feel like the Flash doesn't have that much.
The one thing about Flash I forgot to mention, they are bringing Batman into it. They're gonna have a crossover with Batman and not Robert. They're gonna bring Ben Affleck back for that one.
That just makes it more possible. It's the apocalyptic one.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the point. It's just like, you know, it's they're keeping those 2 universes separate. It's like a different deal. Like, those 2 movies do not coincide at all. So they're not replacing him. They're just like, oh, hey, they're doing it for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then last movie, Black Adam. That's something to show off. Which again was just a teaser of Dwayne Johnson just narrating an animated, like, scene.
Being like a bitch. Like, he's so bitch. Acting like, yeah, you know, there's laws. I don't give a fuck.
I never really said that.
What? Because it's a DC movie. Do they swear in DC movies that much?
Well, I'm saying, like, he wasn't trying to say something like that. Go, hey, there's these laws. I'm like, I don't care about that.
We watch the same stuff.
literally all he said was that he would just do stuff his way, and that, you know, they like whatever the freaking Justice Society would have their way to do things. He has his, blah blah blah.
Yeah. And that's a society that you never see.
That's because it's not very used very much. I mean, it was like one of the stuff back in the day, like in the 40s, 50s. Yeah. Like that was actually like their time.
And then the 60s came and they're like, yeah, we don't really need you anymore. Sorry, like.
That depends.
And I feel like that's one of the reasons why Gotham got to hell, to be honest. I mean, think about it. If they had the ASA at that point before at Gotham, because it's known for falling apart, they probably would have been able to stop that.
Well, it depends on how many were there, because apparently in this movie there's freaking only
Hawkman.
4. I mean, you have Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Atom Smasher, and Cyclone. It's like, that's not even all the members. I mean, you're missing Owlman, Dr. Midnight.
Yeah, but Dr. Midnight, isn't he one of the creators?
Like, no, I mean...
Isn't he the one that is in the... Fuck, what is this? Legends.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're all in there.
Yeah, but isn't that the part, like, he's actually, like, he's from, like, what, 1942?
Well, they all are. They're all supposed to be. I mean, I guess you can say it's the new JSA, but at that point, why even call it that?
They probably bringing it back because, you know, I feel like at this point you can't even trust Justice League. I mean, they literally let a guy kill Superman. Just like.
I mean, plus other than that, you also got whatever it was, freaking. They screwed up one time that they had to get Flash to rewind the whole thing for them to do it again and do it all differently. Thus equaling a Snyder Cut.
You see, you can't even trust the Justice League to do stuff right because they have to fuck up the timeline.
Yeah. Before it gets right. I don't know. So how much else I can say about that movie? It just basically, you know, it's Black Adam. It's the enemy Shazam, so why not?
Yeah.
But Dwayne Johnson playing as him. That's different.
Dwayne The Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, at least it's not John Cena.
I mean, hey, I feel like his role is pretty accurate. I'm not saying he's a douche. I'm just saying in general that he can play one.
Yeah. So we're basically done with DC now.
Yeah, it was a
1.5 hour.
Basically. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have one thing left to talk about then.
Yeah, the next 30 minutes if we want to keep our 30-minute timer as usual.
Yeah, and mostly because we already planned to talk about this because, you know, it's
Yeah.
our favorite company in the world.
Is it though?
But I mean, not talking about Starbucks.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You getting that secret menu? You buying off that secret menu? That I don't know why that's a thing. That's actually a thing where it's just like a lot of Starbucks, like they just have like they don't have it on the menu, but if you ask for it, they'll know what you're talking about. And they'll just get it.
Do you have the staff?
I don't know. I forget what it was called. It's like unicorn something at one point, and it's like, you know, you just ask for that, like they'll know what you're talking about.
Apparently, if you have the app, you can. Apparently, some stuff have it like in the bottom of it.
But yeah, no, we're technically as companies go, it would be Google, but no, it's the division. It's YouTube, our old time friend, who we kind of left in the trash last time. I think he's still at that dump. Hasn't really found his way out yet.
I thought we burnt everything.
Pretty sure we did, but I think we left that one corner over there. Just to let it see if it can handle itself, but clearly that was the wrong decision.
Yeah, I mean, what did you expect? It's YouTube. What do you expect? Them to do something good?
Nah, not really. Yeah, so I'm going to mention my little annoyances first. So at first, we mentioned this beforehand at once, but yeah, the whole upload thing is gone now, so you can't use the original one. It's now the new one, which I'm not too against. It's a little basic. I'm not too against, because I mean, you could still batch upload. You can still upload one and then go back and upload another file.
That was the main issues when it came out, was that you couldn't do batch uploads.
Except one thing I do hate. I want to queue uploads. You cannot queue an upload. You have to do it at the same time. I noticed that. I was uploading 2 videos and they're both uploading at the same time. I'm like, no, queue the video. Like, just have that queued so it'll upload after this one.
That they did on the old one. They didn't upload. They could upload what, 2 at the same time?
I think, and then like the rest were queued, which I guess was fine. But actually, that they could still do the same thing. I haven't tried uploading 3 at once. I've only done 2, so maybe it's still there. But I wish they would just add a queue option in general.
When you have terrible internet and it takes you like a whole day to goddamn
like me. 50 gigs. Or no, 50 megabits per second, which gave me about 80 gigs. That takes 22 hours. I calculated this. That takes 22 hours. And then 25, which is about 35 gigs, I think, takes about 13? 10? It's quite a bit. It's many hours. With my crappy internet, which, granted, we'll be switching sometime soon, so huzzah. But yeah,
at least you want like what, 100 megabyte upload?
No, I mean, it's well, nothing like that exists around here.
Oh, so bad for you. I could have 200 if I didn't switch.
Well, that's not exactly your fault. You're not the one who switched.
No, and I said no, but my mom didn't listen.
See, this is the point. It's just when you have someone who's like, you have the one person
and
who knows what they're talking about.
And she knows what she's talking about too. I don't understand why she has it. Her excuse was he didn't leave.
What? Oh, you talking about like the person who like showed up to switch it?
No, the guy who sold it to us. Her excuse was he didn't want to leave. Like, then you call the goddamn cop.
Also, it's a salesman. They will not leave. They want you to buy their product. If it's a salesperson, they're going to sit there and try to make you buy it.
And if you don't do it,
you just have to keep telling them no.
Leave,
or you'll be like, hey, I'll think about that.
Call the cop.
Like,
or
literally,
call the cops at the end.
I mean, yeah, that too. But I mean, literally, you could just be like, okay, I'll think about that. Like, you have a good day, blah, blah, blah. Just never open the door if you see that person or anybody from that company again. If they keep coming around, then yeah, call cops. But still, just that was a horrible decision. I mean, with me, it was because of money.
200 before.
Like, yeah, I mean, around here, like for us, it was for money. Like we had to because we were running low on money. Now that's not really a problem. I could definitely upgrade back. I was gonna go to 100 down and 25 up. That's what it'll be.
That's good.
Because now I have 8 up. So if I go upgrade to 25, that's very good. I could go up to 6,000 bit rate on streams if I wanted to. Not going to, because not many people can support that, so it wouldn't work out well.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that. Yeah, but YouTube. Quite jerks. Because now, the next bit of news. They took away the original live stream settings.
Oh yeah, that was
and that really annoyed me because that is what I used. I didn't use the new one because the new one does not do jack yet. It is awful. Because
wait, YouTube does stuff?
It's even worse because I use Restream, which streams to multiple platforms at once. For people who don't know, or you can't tell from the name Restream, but basically I do Twitch and YouTube, and I can't do them both anymore because the version of YouTube on there still kind of wants to use the old one, or if like you change the title there and you try to go live, I can't set the thumbnail. The thumbnail is whatever it wants to be, because if I try to go set the thumbnail, none of those settings that I had before saved. It was like, oh hey, make a new live stream. I'm like, why? It's just so broken at the point where I can't use it. I have to just do Twitch only now, which isn't really a problem. It's just I had to get more views if I was on YouTube as well. Like I had to get at least 2 or 3 more, have a couple people chatting here and there, but now that's not the case.
And
Which
I feel like
actually,
YouTube
now
in
I think
general.
about it, is another reason why I can't stream Super Mario Maker 2 anytime soon. Because that was one of my real good reasons why I got so many views, is because all those people went to watch the live stream. So if I would try to play that again, if I was on Twitch only, I want to get as much views as I did there.
No,
Because I need to be on YouTube too.
that's, it's just the issues there is because Super Mario Maker is a popular game, probably.
Well,
No, maybe
that,
the
but it's
high
not even that
range,
when it
but-
comes to Twitch. I'm saying is that any views on Twitch only count towards that. It doesn't really count towards anything else. And even if I try to upload it to YouTube, no one's going to watch it because it's a long video. If it's a live stream, no one cares. They'll join in for however long they want. And so it counts towards my view count.
Yeah.
But Twitch, I don't really care for the view count. As long as it's at 3, I'm fine. Stay at 3.
Stay forever, it's free.
Not forever, but for at least a month. I don't think it has to be a month, but that's fine. Just stay at 3.
Are you 7 days?
I think it's 7 days. Still. That'd be nice.
Okay, a month would be that you basically secure them.
Yeah, I secured the viewers on that. I don't know, but
Once had that, and that was the first day after I had no not internet. I think it's not internet. It was electricity, and I was back, and I had like 7 average viewers the first day.
not bad.
Sang directly because it was the first day.
I gotta say, I missed that day when I streamed Tron because it was a Games for Gold. So I was like, oh, hey, this will actually be a good multiplayer thing. Because I had a multiplayer, and I was like, hey, I'm going to play this because I already own the game. I went to multiplayer, and I'm like, hey, anybody who watches this, if you have gold on Xbox, you can go download the game for free and join me. And we had like a huge actual multiplayer party going. And one guy came in, hosted my stream with 50 viewers. And we were playing like huge multiplayer parties. I'm like, Jesus, this is great. It was one of the great times. Never really happened again though. It was one of those times where just like anybody who came in could get the game for free because it was on gold. So if you had it, it's like, hey, there you go. Fun times.
Yeah.
But yeah, to YouTube trashing, again, you screwed up your live stream system, and it's just terrible as it is. I mean, hell, I don't understand it. It's still the same type of deal, but it's like it does not mix well. Okay, it's not great. And
So
why
it's
is it
basically
everyone's
the
moving there
same
too?
thing, but like a different idea or whatever.
I don't know. I mean, if even the popular streamers are going there. Ninja went to YouTube because obviously not gonna go to Twitch because of all the shit they pulled with him. So he's on YouTube. Dr. Disrespect is on YouTube because they banned him on Twitch. So big streamers are going to YouTube, and I'm like, I get it's one of your only outlets now because you just won't go to Twitch because you can't or you won't, but YouTube's not the best.
think that's one of the reasons Shroud rather stream on Twitch. Also, it's like it's a
He's
simple
probably one of those
platform.
people, yeah.
Like
I don't really think they did him dirty though. I mean, they didn't really do him dirty. They were just like, he left and that was it. He just went to Mixer, and then after that shut down, went back to Twitch. But Twitch screwed over Ninja by literally having somebody who was streaming porn through his channel, because they made it where his channel didn't exist, made it to where anyone else who was streaming could go through his page, and one of them was porn. Which I don't understand how the hell that got past the Twitch system, but it did.
it's simple. Like
So yeah, definitely. It's even worse because a lot of kids watch his channel, so it's like, oh boy. Yeah, I know, we're both tired. Because
Yeah.
as I was talking before, I was like, yeah, cool. That's great. But yeah. Anything with YouTube on your? Oh yeah, the other thing with YouTube. You can mention this one.
Like what the fuck? Like, so if people that has Android, there's like Google Play Music app.
Which I actually have bought stuff on in the past. Actually,
Yeah,
I don't know if
what
it was bought. If it was bought, I think those were like free through deals or something. But whatever, I have music through it.
Yeah, but like when I saw that, I was like, okay, so like if you read the mail, because you probably got a mail about that.
Anybody who had a Google Play Music in any way got that email.
Yeah, but it's like so dumb because did people actually use this for music?
There are people who
Like,
use it.
Yeah, and here's the thing: it was like, oh, by the way, you can't use any music of this like now. Like what?
Hmm?
Like it sounds like you can't basically listen to music from like YouTube or something at this point, or download music from YouTube on your phone.
I mean,
anymore.
technically, you were never allowed to do that, but yeah.
Yeah, but you could do that apparently through this app. You could download the music to the app for offline listening. I think. You probably had.
But you could through Google Play. I don't know if you can do that through YouTube, but.
Yeah, that was like Google Play Music was meant for that, but now they're gonna remove that. What are they gonna do with the music? Like, there's no way.
The music does transfer. Like they do have a transfer button. It literally transfers everything from the Google Play Music to YouTube Music. I mean, I did that, so it's there.
Yeah. Yeah, but also they say that if you bought stuff, I think you're gonna get a refund.
I don't think you can. Pretty sure that it's there. That's it. And if you don't transfer it, you don't get your purchases. It's just gone. So do transfer. But regardless,
I'm gonna check the mail real quick. To be a
mean,
little bit sure what I'm fucking talking about this case, because I know, in my opinion, first and foremost, it's kind of stupid. Google Play Music is going away soon, blah blah blah, I don't really care. Well, you may not use Google Play Music as a YouTube Premium member. Should see you provide upload and download music with Music Manager will be discontinued starting in 30 days. Which is, what was the date? 21st. What would that be next month? 20th, basically, next month.
Maybe. Regardless, it's in late September, so.
You can also upload your personal music collection to the music or download your existing tracks. Music store, okay. Starting further, the music store on Google Play will go away. It won't be possible to purchase music on Google Play anymore, and all pre-orders will be cancelled.
You see, that's a big problem because a lot of actual artists, especially indie artists, I know a ton of them, who use Google Play Music as one of their ways to get money. So if that's not a thing anymore, then that is a lot of money lost Android-wise. Like if people are on their Android phone and doing that, they lost a lot of money. I mean, sure, they have Spotify, but I don't think that pays as much as buying the songs outright. Maybe it does, but I don't know.
And I think you need to be verified on Spotify. Like a verified artist to get cash.
I mean, you got that, and then you got, sure, you also have iTunes. Like, people are putting stuff on iTunes, and there is an iTunes for Android app. So that would be something they'd have to do if they wanted to get, like, an official way to do it. Or if they have some other way to buy it, like through Bandcamp or, like, through a Patreon, which, guilt is charged. I am a patron of somebody who makes music, and I pay the $5. I pay the $5 per... No, it's $2 per video. Which is, I get both the music and the tabs. Because it's guitar. So I get guitar tabs each time. So yeah. Regardless, it's the point that that's one of the only ways people can really get paid for their music if they're taking down places to get music. Right, to sell it.
And unless you succeed on YouTube with your music, you're gonna need a lot of other stuff.
I mean, there's even people who are like really good with their music, they just don't get a lot of views. This person I'm mentioning, for example, does get plenty of views, but I'm pretty sure they deserve quite a bit more. They just don't get it.
Yeah. Like, oh, I got like 10, 20k. Not bad, but like.
Yeah, I mean, they deserve way more. I mean, I don't. Here, I can look at one of their recent videos and see how much they're getting, like view-wise. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like taking away Google Play Music is like a huge outlet for some people, and it's just taking it away.
Yeah, and
like,
not
really stupid.
only that. Here's the thing: if you don't like me, checks the mail every day. If you miss this message, you're gonna lose music.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have bought, it doesn't say, "Oh, you're gonna get refunded." Nope, you lose your music.
Okay. He gets. Oh God. It depends on what he has. His latest is 7.3 thousand, which this was only about 13 hours ago when it got uploaded. Then there's like 80,000, 34,000, 58,000, 133,000, blah blah blah. He's got high numbers. Still feel like he deserves a little bit more.
Then you have like actual artists that have a billion.
What's even messed up is that his latest one is from a classic cartoon, and I'm like, how dare people not enjoy that?
How dare you not enjoy the classic cartoon?
It's the theme from American Dragon Jake Long.
Oh, I watched that.
Yeah, like, that was like really good. And like, yeah, he made a guitar cover of that, but regardless. Actually, the thing I'm noticing from him though, that, because again, I'm a patron of his, and I get a post that's like, oh hey, here's a patron only video uploaded, and then I look on YouTube, it's there too, and I'm like, wait, what? So you're uploading them both at the same time? Is this a mistake? What? What's going on? I don't understand it.
No, I think it's unlisted on YouTube.
No, it's there. Like, it's both there. Like, again, the American Dragon Jake Long, like, it told me that was a patron only video, and then I look, and I also see my notifications, it posted to YouTube too, and I'm like, that's not correct. Not correct at all. Still, YouTube, you were killing music artists this way. A lot of indie ones. Sure, the big names can get any other way to do it. They have their freaking record labels and all this other crap that can do stuff for them. But the indie guys, you're really screwing them over in this case. Because, I mean, again, Google Play is a good outlet. A lot of people usually put their stuff on Spotify still, so they still have one good place to go, and iTunes. So, there's that. Then again, there's a huge iPhone, community versus Android, which is a very sad thing, but still, I guess that's good in that case.
Yeah, but then also comes if you're a music user and doesn't use iPhone, that's where you lose. Like,
I mean, yeah, you have to install iTunes for Android, which again is just iTunes for Android. You have to make an Apple ID and all this other crap to get that. And I don't even know if you're allowed to get the music straight from the app. I think you actually have to go to iTunes on a computer or an Apple device, get your music, and then it transfers over to your phone. I think. I'm not very sure about that.
I'm not sure either.
I've installed it one time, but that's because I was trying to get a video or like an episode of a TV show I bought like a long time ago on my iPod, but yeah, it wasn't there. It was just music.
Why would you have
I don't care.
a TV show on your iPod?
Because that's all I had when I was younger, was just an iPod.
But a TV show?
Yes, it was a TV show. It was on my iPod, because I could take it around. I could download it to my iPod, and I could watch the show on the road or something. So it was a good thing to have.
It's so tiny.
It was an iPod. It was the only thing I had. I wasn't allowed to have anything back then. Well, I wasn't allowed to have any smart device back then other than that. That was my very first one.
Oh my god.
I had flip phones or other stuff.
On the iPod.
It'd probably work fine. You never know.
Yeah, it probably work fine, but it would be fucking terrible. You would not fucking see half what's happened.
Well, you'll still see everything. It's just going to be in a lower definition. I don't know. I still have it. Somewhere in here. Somewhere in this room. But yeah, I still have the iPod, and I recently have used it because there's still iOS only apps that they won't transfer to Android.
Kind of stupid.
Yeah.
You know how life is on Android, Apple, Epic suing Apple. You know.
That's another thing. I mean, what was that for again? What was the reason?
Fortnite. They removed Fortnite from the App Store.
Oh no, it wasn't that. It was that Apple removed their certificate license, like the whatever like type of certificate that allowed Epic to create games on Apple, like to publish their apps there.
I think
they
first,
removed it.
No,
I think it was
first
really for
about
Unreal Engine.
Fortnite.
First it was like
First
Unreal
was
Engine.
Fortnite. It started with Fortnite. Then they started attacking Unreal Engine.
Yeah, and it wasn't just like, you know, obviously Apple isn't like the iPhones, like it also attacked Mac, I think. Like through Mac, It wouldn't allow it either. It's like, I can understand that. As a business, that's a horrible thing to have like a huge platform taken away from you.
But the first part was, what I understood is Fortnite got removed from the App Store. Epic sues Apple. Apple, I think, basically countersued them with for Unreal Engine, or basically they remove Unreal Engine from their store to be like, you can't upload games that's made by this.
Oh, and Microsoft or Xbox One, I'm pretty sure it's Microsoft in general, yeah. They filed a statement in favor of Epic in this case.
Yeah, but
So
did you
Microsoft
see the video I sent earlier today?
No.
It's so good because like everybody just claims they're broke. Yeah, sorry, it doesn't have money. I need money. I need to sue you to get money. And then you have Google. Apparently Google is in this war also.
I don't know about that. You know, have you noticed that all the big companies are just like killing everything that's super low? In a way, I mean, in a way I understand in some cases, in another way I don't.
And now they're trying to kill off each other.
I mean, Google Plus back in the day, that got killed because almost no one used it. And also, I forgot to mention, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this to you guys in SFC, but never on stream. A bunch of people got this email about if you were a Google Plus member between a certain time, there is a legal case going on with Google Plus, to the point to where like a lot of people got introduced to this like exploit to where all their information was stolen on Google Plus. So they had like their name and address and all this other stuff. It got stolen.
What year was this?
What?
When was this?
This was this was like around the end time of Google Plus, but this email was very recently. It was like within like last month or something.
Oh, I've not got the one.
But yeah, I got the email, and it apparently said that Google is willing to give a like, I forget what it's called, but it's just like, you know, give you a thing to say, hey, you don't need to sue us. We'll give you this like this money to
Oh, so they're giving you a settlement offer.
Settlement, there we go. Yeah, settlement. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of.
See, that's why it's good watching lawyer series.
Good point. Yeah, I was trying to remember the name, but I'm tired. But yeah, settlement offer. They were trying to do that, and they're doing that to about everyone. Like, basically, they're giving that. I don't think they're doing that to each person. They're just like doing that equally. Like they're giving that much and spreading it. Or I'm pretty sure it's each though. I don't remember. It's like a lot, but I think it's actually each person gets like 1,000 or something. But
I wouldn't mind that.
That's the thing, though. Again, you have to qualify for if this happened to you. You can't just be like, "Oh, hey, I got hacked," and you never did. You have to like prove it. So it's like there's that.
They can't. I can't know if I got hacked because
that's another thing. You can't.
Plus.
Yeah, I mean, you can't prove. That's probably why you never got the email, but you can't. The thing is, like, their argument, Google's argument is it never happened. Like, that exploit never existed, and people were just making this up to try to get money or try to, like, sue Google. So, like, we'll make you a settlement offer to say, hey, you don't need to sue us. And if you take the settlement offer, it means you can't sue us in the future. Like, it's done.
So basically, agreeing to an NDA.
Not really an NDA. You can still talk about it. Just you can't sue them for it again.
There's probably something else for that, but I don't remember. I
don't remember either. But it's just like that was their thing. You can't sue them again. There was three different options. You had take the settlement. You can't sue them again. Don't take the settlement. You can possibly sue them again. Sue them. You're not getting that settlement, and there's going to be some issues going on.
Yeah. Didn't Yahoo also have issues with that a few years back?
What now?
Yahoo. You know.
Yahoo?
That,
I don't think so.
You know that search engine no one uses?
Right. Oh, you mean Bing?
I think that's the other one.
Yeah.
But yeah, remember when they also had issues a few years back with that, and I'm like, when I heard it, I was like, who the fuck uses Yahoo?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I mean, as an email deal, I actually still have a Yahoo account, but it's just there because it's my lead everything to spam. No, it's lead everything to spam. Which is like basically like any new website I sign into, like any like website I mainly sign into, I just send it to that email. My actual personal email that I use for like, you know, for work or for anything more serious is like on Gmail.
Yeah, like I had a Hotmail back in the day.
I do because it's part of Xbox. Well, it's alive.
I don't anymore.
I mean, Hotmail's gone, but at the time it was choose Hotmail or choose Live. I chose Live because I'm like, Hotmail seems kind of stupid. So I just chose Live. So it's my email at live.com. I'm like, oh.
You know, we have had a nice day today.
Yeah. Very long. You know, here's the thing that's really weird for me is we're doing this and we started early. Normally it's like 5 or 6 whenever we're ending. It's 4:30. I'm like, this feels so weird.
This is wrong.
Yeah, it feels so weird because we started early. We usually start around 2 and we started at what, 1? Midnight? I don't know. 1, I think.
Basically, no, we started like 1:30.
Yeah, 1:30 or something. It's like, jeez. It just feels weird. I mean, it's not a bad thing. We should probably start doing that more often, but still.
There's often you.
It's often me, it's not you. It's me. It's the fact that I have to wait until everyone is asleep. Because otherwise there'll be background noise.
I mean, have to feed my dogs and go out with them, like, and that maybe take
them out. I just have to let them out. I don't have to go out there with them. It's just I have to let them out and I have to wait. Like, usually I have to wait until one of my dog barks, because whenever she barks, it means they're both waiting at the door. What are you doing?
Itchy.
What are you scratching yourself with?
A card.
Sounds like it. Let's give a credit card and you're just like scratching yourself with it. I'm like, alright.
No, I'm using a GameStop card.
Close enough.
I also have a GameStop card with the autograph on.
Eh?
Yep. I was on a Joe Labero show. Great magician.
Odd enough. Wait.
And one of the dancers gave me an autograph.
That'd be kind of weird to just be like, oh, hey, you know, have an autograph. And you're like, you hand that over to do the autographs. Like, okay. Autograph. There you go.
I mean, I didn't have paper or anything else. I had Joe's on my wallet, but that's gone now. Many years back.
Yeah.
I don't mind. She was a pretty girl also.
Usually they're a dancer. It's usually what it is.
And her flexibility. She puts her leg behind the head.
Again, with a dancer, that's usually how it is.
Not all dancers.
Well, I'm saying like somebody who does like that kind, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like so fucking weird. I knew a guy in school when I was in like middle school.
I've known a few.
Yeah, but it was like so weird to see him put his leg behind
I
his
think even
head.
I can do that. Maybe. Probably not anymore because my legs are a lot more not, but no. People were
And
freaked out, or
may
not
have
really.
a different body from back then.
Well, I'm skinnier than back then.
How the fuck did he become skinnier?
Working.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I work all the time,
Stop
so I got
working,
skinnier.
Jit.
No. Maybe there, but I can't stop working. I may stop working there, but that's different. I have to find somewhere
That
else.
means that you need to find some other place first, but that's gonna.
That's gonna take a while, especially in today's economy. Even though America's economy is being stupid and almost every place is opening up, so likely there's more options to go for, but none that are great.
And then you
I
have
don't want to work
American
at a
in
restaurant or
general
anything like that.
stupid.
Yeah, then you got the stupidity. Yeah. But yeah, in school, the thing that people thought was weird with me is that I could put one leg on top of the other with no issues. Like, I don't know why, but people thought that was weird. Like, they were just like, how the hell are you doing
You could
that?
go in like a lotus position, and they thought that was weird.
No, I don't know if that's what it is, but it's like, literally one leg on top of the other. That's it. Like, not actually
You're just sitting down and you just put legs over each other.
just like as if you're trying to cross your legs, except you're not crossing. Again, just that the other leg's on top of the other one. And every time they try to do it, they couldn't. Like, I literally watched them try to do it and they never could. And I'm like, how? What? I guess my legs are slightly double jointed, but I highly doubt that. I don't know why they were having issues.
It sounds like they can't move their legs.
I mean, apparently they tried to, and it's just like their legs wouldn't bend that far in.
Like you could sit on your legs.
I guess. I mean, I don't know how to.
I can sit on my foot.
Well, yeah, I could do that, but I mean, I don't know how to. I don't know how to show, like, say it unless I actually showed you, and I'm not gonna go take a picture of my legs. Worse enough, I'm wearing shorts, so no, you're not getting a picture of my legs. I could look up sitting positions, but I'm pretty sure I don't want that in my Google history. And what would come up?
Incognito mode.
Regardless, I don't even know what's gonna come up.
You will never know what's coming up when you use incognito mode and search for certain stuff. I mean, I have never used incognito mode.
Just make sure you turn save search off.
Save search? Is anything safe?
Well, that was a, you know what I mean? That was a thing before. I don't know if it's still a thing, but it's basically if you had save search on, if you try to look up anything not safe for work, it just wouldn't do it.
I feel like there's an option you turn on
Like,
manually. It isn't automatic.
it is automatic. It's always on. Like, it should have been always on, but it's like not necessarily. If you did look up, say, freaking a porn website, it would probably still show up. But I'm saying if you search up certain terms, it just wouldn't show those things. But if you turn save search off, it would show them. So it's like, I feel like for some reason, I don't know why I'm thinking about it, but I'm thinking, I feel like that Twitch or YouTube look up these certain words like in streams or videos and just like, they're like, oh, that is let me just go on mute. So me saying porn every like 30 minutes, they're like, oh, okay, this is sus.
Oh, and I'm gonna say something. I had a weird fucking. So normally when I go to bed, lay down, fall asleep. Not because I'm so tired. Yesterday, I was thinking about the goddamn movie, The Platform, that I watched like 7 or 8 months ago or something like that. And I was like thinking through what the fuck the movie. Like, I don't have nightmares. I don't really have nightmares often. I had one this morning, but I don't know why. That's a different story. But like, I was thinking through this. I knew the whole movie. Also, I remember basically almost every scene from the movie. And I'm trying to figure out what the fuck, what was the ending? What was the plan of this movie? What was like, or what was the idea in the movie that he had? What was the idea of everything that was happening? Like, and it was so goddamn confusing. Yeah, and I couldn't sleep for like an hour or two. Because of that.
That
Then I fell asleep.
sometimes happen. I mean, it's more so of I've had specifically I'll be sitting there thinking about something random for like so long. It's like, oh, time to go to sleep. I'm really tired, and then I just sit there for like one time. I think I sat there for like 3 hours thinking of random stuff, and I'm like, I just cannot sleep. Like I'm actually really tired, really sleepy, but my brain is too active to go to sleep. Like I'll sit there for for a minute or two, like, okay, just don't think of anything. Oh, it's not as easy as it sounds. It just keeps going. It's like, God.
I mean, the term of you can't think about anything is wrong, because you always think about something, even if it's meant to be nothing. You still think about it.
You can clear your mind to the point where you're not thinking of anything, but most of the time for I'd say people like us who don't really have any training in that, it doesn't last long. So like me, I can keep my mind clear for like I'm not always saying entirely meditation, but I'm saying like in a sense you can, for me I guess I can just keep it clear for a few minutes, and then it stops. Like it's like there's just some random to think about. My brain's like, stop, you're killing us.
Yeah, but like
you're killing us with boredom.
I think I've watched too much Korra, by the way, lately.
I haven't watched enough of it. I started watching more of it. I started watching more of it today or yesterday, I guess. And whenever we get off of this, I will continue to watch it until I go to sleep.
Yeah, and I was like, because I'm like, I think my nightmare was related to bending.
Sounds about right.
No. And I don't know. I feel like, and then I think it was a paranoid dream. Like I felt like something was gonna happen, but it wasn't, and that's why it became a nightmare. It's not good being paranoid, guys.
No.
Because you never know who will follow you.
I've had some nightmares that are sort of like that, but I don't really know what they were about. Like I don't even remember them.
No, right. I just have nightmares. Like I think my first nightmare was like last year.
I don't have them often. I just have weird dreams. I mentioned it to you guys before. At least I don't remember if you were there when I mentioned it, but it was some weird dream where like a YouTuber or streamer or something.
Yesterday? That was yesterday you mentioned that.
I mentioned it yesterday? I think it was like a couple days ago. But I mentioned basically a random YouTuber or a live streamer messaged me asking if I would like to do a collab in Fall Guys. A game I don't own, a game that I kind of don't really feel like. Friday. Like I kind of don't even feel like playing. Like I'm not saying it's gonna. I would think it'd be boring. It's just like, it's kind of a popular game at the moment, and I'm just like, I'm alright. I don't even really have the friends to play it with, more than one. That is, I'd be able to play with you because you have it, and I'd be able to get it from you. But that's it. And I'm guessing it's online. But regardless, still, there's that, and I had that dream, and apparently they're like, oh, if you can't afford it, by the way, we'll get it for you. I'm like, what? Which was weird because it wasn't like they were gonna gift it to me. They were gonna give me the money to buy it. Like it was like I think they gave me like a Cash App code or something. What is that app called? It's like it has a dollar sign in front of it and it has the username.
Yeah, Cash App.
Yeah, they give me that, or they're like, oh, if you need the money for it, just message this, like from this account or to this account, message that account for it. Like, what the fuck? I woke up and I'm like, why in the hell?
Yeah, it must have been a few days because we talked about Fall Guys yesterday and 2 days ago.
Yeah. I was like, why in the hell am I having that dream, first of all? Second of all, there's no way in hell they would ever want to collab with me, which is sad, but, you know, it happens. 3, there's no way in hell they would even buy the damn game for me. Even if it was pretty cheap, like, nah, they're not going to do that. they'd probably be like, oh, hey, if they were to want to collab with me, I wouldn't have to, own the game, likely.
Yeah. But with
Which
this
then, when
stuff
again, I could just buy it.
said,
Yeah,
time to end.
I probably should. I mean, it's 13 minutes,
15 minutes
over.
over.
The huge. 13 for me.
Yeah. About 15.
Hey. Regardless, yeah, it's a little bit over the huge. It's 4:40 now, which gives me plenty of time to lay down, watch some more Korra.
I think it was your fault. I'm blaming you for this because you thought it was too early. It was weird, and we started continuing talking.
Well,
this is an issue. This is one of the reasons why I leave the call directly after we've quit. Otherwise, we're gonna sit there and talk for like an hour.
I mean, it happens, okay? It's just, that's one of the reasons why we started this podcast, is because we ramble so much when we talk, it just makes sense to have one.
Yeah, and not only that, back when we started doing this podcast, like I didn't leave the party afterward. We sat and talked a little bit after stream.
It's even worse because a lot of the times in those streams, like in the podcast episodes, we wouldn't really talk about all that much, or we would like forget a bunch of stuff. And then once we ended it, we would talk for like an hour and be like, why didn't we just say that stuff in the podcast? There was so much to say there. Which basically led both of us to decide we're going to throw away the set topics thing. We're just going to bring topics if we want to, or just talk about whatever.
And it was like, it's easier to talk about stuff we know about, like that is, like of course, we're going to take stuff that's happening because it's part of what's happening.
Yeah.
It's also what is, but then you have to switch up to also like what is not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
the DC fandom stuff, it's like, again, nerd ensemble. It is a nerd topic. We might as well just go and watch it and cover it a little bit. And so we did.
A little bit?
I say a little bit. It took us like an hour or two there.
Yeah, and we also somehow got into the Marvel universe.
Well, again, rambling. This is probably why it's...
By the way, I was thinking about this a few days ago. I was like, I want to actually cut this down to clips also.
I really could.
Like certain stuff. Like, I don't know how we would do with this DC stuff to do to a clip, because it would be 1.5 fucking hour of us just.
Well, really, what I would do is, I've seen a lot of people do like highlight clips of podcasts. So basically, when we talk about a certain topic, like individually, like what you could do for the DC is just each individual movie, if it didn't, or like the trailer, if depending on how long it took, even if it was like a couple minutes, there's your clip.
Yeah.
And then if it's like
I
10 to 20 minutes, there's another clip.
Either revamp my other channel for that, or make a completely new one, because I'm not doing it on my main.
I mean, what you could do is just do a like do an unlisted deal and then just put it as a playlist, and then just have a video, just be like, hey, this, I have all these clips, just go here. Here's this playlist, and it's all these unlisted clips. As I said,
I could just revamp my old channel into...
I mean, you could. Or just make a new... What I did. Which I may have to make a third channel at some point, depending on if I'm going to start doing something. But at the moment, two's okay.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, no. I meant like if I was to get into the whole music thing, I'd rather have another channel to put all that on.
So you were thinking about like gaming, then reacts, and then...
Well, no, gaming, more myself type of deals, which would involve reactions as well, but... And then probably music.
So basically, gaming, IRL, and music.
Yeah. Which is funny because those are like, I'm pretty sure my... Oh god, actually, it is, come to think of it. Other than the tutorials, which still work on my gaming channel, because most of them are about games or tech, so I feel like it counts. But yeah, my original like 3 was gaming, vlogging, and because I started doing vlogs at a point, and music. So in a way, it's still the same thing, except vlogs has turned into reactions and other like IRL stuff. Not gonna do vlogs. I don't like them. I hate them. They're stupid. I think that now, and I'm like, nope, not a fan. So, not doing that. Yeah, man, I had to start my own channel for it, but...
You can't bulk delete clips on or videos on YouTube, right?
You should be able to. You should be able to do a check mark. Like there should be a check mark. Like
Oh yeah,
next to
you
it and
can do it
click
in
that.
the video in the studio.
Yeah, like in studio, just do a check mark and do delete.
I'm gonna have to download like 1 or 2 videos of that stuff and then.
Yeah. But yeah, we should probably be ending off here soon. So for everybody around, you can follow us on our Twitches, which basically mine is Next1C. His is Sweden Catboy, which if you're looking on my screen, I put text over our icons. It's those usernames. Except his is Sweden Catboy Gaming, but regardless, Sweden Catboy, it'll probably link right to it. Probably, because I doubt anyone else has named Sweden Catboy. So, on any other platform. His YouTube, though, is just Sweden Boy Gaming. Mine's still Next1C, so okay. We have our Twitter. His is mainly 18+, so be wary of that. Mine has a lot of random stuff, so just don't turn on notifications, because you'll get spammed, likely. So, don't do it. We have Discords, which I will post.
Yeah, I'm the only one with Sweden Catboy. Also, it's not Sweden Catboy Gaming on Twitter. It's only Sweden Catboy.
Yeah, that was kind of what I meant. Yeah. There is the server for mine. We go into there. I just recently converted into a community server since that's a thing now. Just converted into that. So likely to have more features. So there's
you
that.
have a community.
Right. But I mean, technically is what the server's about. It's supposed to be a community, but it doesn't have that many members. So more people join in, more of a community we can have, talk about random stuff. Cool stuff. There is also the audio versions, which we're only into episode 4. I will continue very soon. It's just I've been busy working on videos and also watching stuff, because honestly I just really want to catch up on a lot of things that I'm missing out on. And also I have work, so I'm like really trying to schedule everything into things I just want to do, like try to do real quick. So it's a little rough. Is there anything else I missed?
Castbox, Twitter,
I did it.
Twitch, YouTube.
Yeah, I did the Discord already. I think that's about it.
I feel like we're missing that, but I don't know why.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I feel like I missed something, but I definitely
Twitter,
said everything.
Twitch, YouTube, Castbox.
And I did mention Discord. So
The Mixer is gone, so can't be
Mixer's
that.
gone. Yeah, it's not Mixer because that's gone now. We sure as hell don't have a Facebook gaming, hell no. So that ain't it. Yes, I brought that up just to spite it.
Yeah, like, and no, we're not getting Facebook gaming, okay?
No.
Shut up, fuck.
I mean, I'll probably get back into caffeine if it's gotten any better for me, since I got a new computer and all. I'll
I
give
mean,
that
you
a
can
shot
start
again.
with Frobo.
No. Just no. Not doing it. But again, I'll probably try out caffeine again, but that's another point in time.
And I don't think you can do the same things on there. Like,
I can't multi-stream. I could just do caffeine at a time, which I could probably do exclusive stuff there. Literally exclusive at that rate. Because you can't do it twice.
and we have nothing.
I mean, there is no VOD system on there. It's just you stream there, that's it.
I can't still get why there's something missing.
I don't know. It feels that way. Maybe we'll think about it later, but yeah, we need to be ending this sometime
And
soon.
I think if I do it, I'm gonna actually delete my other channel, or rather revamp my other channel to clips and stuff from this stuff.
I need to make more highlights of stuff. I'm working on 2 of them right now. Wait, 3 of
If
them
you
right
make
now.
highlights of the podcast, I wouldn't mind if you could send me those clips sometime, and I could upload them. If you
I don't know if
figure
I
out.
will. I might, depending. Like, I'll at least go back and see if there's some funny stuff we talked about. But mainly I'm just working on 3 other things.
Yeah, I would say this. Don't care about like this 1 to what. 1 to when we start just doing more freely. That's basically.
I mean,
Like-
there were some stuff in the beginning where we still rambled. So, like, at those points, maybe. But I know,
Yeah, I'm
nothing.
thinking about the history episode. That one I want to have some stuff.
Yeah.
But I think we could clip it up into aged one, like what 60s to 70s, 80s, 90s to now, basically.
Yeah. You know, we could actually make a completely highlights deal, like the first 20 episodes, or like every 10 episodes, is like try to highlight everything into one video, just like the good stuff, and then just like post it as a separate episode.
Yeah, we can do that later on, but that would be for main stuff. I'm thinking, as I said,
I mean, like funny stuff is what I mean. Like, you know, it's anything funny.
Wait, we have funny stuff on this channel? What?
I mean, you got a good point. Funny to us, not to anyone else. Dark and boring for us.
I thought it was muted now for a second because it was like
What?
one of the, you know how they when they remade Streamlabs stuff like a few months ago, it like gave audio files to like everything, or audio to everything. Yeah, I see like the Discord TNE one that I have when we use Discord is muted. I'm like, wait, am I muted?
Good for me is, I mean, in the old OBS, even if you have the preview disabled, it still shows the audio bars moving.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my preview on right now because I enjoy seeing the visualizers. So, yeah.
But with that said, we're done for today, and hopefully we'll see you Wednesday,
Maybe. I know Thursday well, no, I shouldn't be. I don't know, I was about to say Thursday I might be busy, but at that time, no, not really.
Wednesday, probably, if we're planning to, we're probably gonna do more Destiny. Is normally what we do, or we do something else.
Either that or Ocarina of Time, but it depends on what we gotta do.
At the moment because of the controller is connecting.
Fun.
But when I get the Xbox controller, which I will buy on Tuesday, well, tomorrow for me, but like, yeah.
And then we can get back to Xbox stuff.
Oh god, no.
Just
I mean, you could download
continue to
Diablo
Halo.
3. And we could start with that, so...
I mean, I already have it downloaded. I've had it downloaded for months now.
Well, we could start with that on Wednesday then.
No.
Well, we can't do this forever, so...
Different stuff.
Yeah,
also,
but...
I'm one of those people who actually finds Diablo pretty boring.
Yeah, and I found Halo boring, but I still played it.
Yeah, but at least you had something, even the tiniest bit, that was to go with. Me, it's just, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of dungeon crawlers.
It's not, that one's not really one.
It kind of is. I don't know.
No,
That's it though.
well, that's late game though. I mean, story-wise is good.
We'll figure it out.
If you get to
Regardless, that'd be it, because we need to end. So thank you all for coming to watch and or listen, and we will see you next time. So goodbye, everybody. That probably clipped. Ow.